What's up, Nope?
Hey, Eddie.
Can you believe they're actually letting us go live?
I guess we'll see what we mess up.
WeirDopes! Are you dope too?
Hey, all you dopes out there, welcome to our first official live podcast. I am the weird one, Ep.1
And I'm Mr. Nope.
with the luscious box. He has to come up with something more. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're just gonna wing it and talk about a few things, and if y'all have something you want to talk about, feel free to drop us questions, and we'll go from there. Um, should we start talking a little bit about the channel, or do you think people know about us by now?
Oh, well, hopefully. I mean, I don't want to sit there and go on and on and on and on.
Well, basically, we launched this channel on Memorial Day, right?
Memorial Day? Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it
It wasn't that
Memorial
long
Day?
ago. It was only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we both been wanting to put on our own channel, and it was one of those. Hey, why don't we just do it together until we get the hang of it, or see what happens? And we launched on Memorial Day, and we've been having fun with it ever since.
Yeah. Not even having any rhyme or reason or really know what we're doing. Just learning as we go.
If we knew what we were doing, we wouldn't be here. No. Oh, hey, Sue's in the
It looks
chat.
like we
Hey,
got some
Sean.
people in there. We got Hydra in there already, but I think he's at the con. I think he was already in there. And you?
He's still
And we
there
got
because he just
Sean,
dropped us.
Dan Price.
Hey, Dan. Dan, the Bigfoot man.
What's going on, everybody?
Thank you, Hydra. We appreciate that. How's the con going?
Hope you guys are having a good time. Seeing you guys went live and we missed it.
Take lots of pictures.
Big
Take
time.
lots of pictures.
I've only seen a couple so far.
Only touch those butts that you think you can get away with touching,
Always
even if he
pass.
says no. Uh, so you want to talk about first? Nope.
Well, I guess since we've talked about it so much on Jay's channel, we'll just touch base with this one first. Coming
All
out
right.
soon. Superman on the 11th.
Did you see
Less than a month away.
Did you see the latest one that dropped yesterday that shows just a little bit more of what's going on?
Yeah, you kind of get to see a couple more shots of the I guess the mysterious one behind the the mask and whatever suit that he's in. It's supposed to be Ultraman, I guess, but they haven't actually said that officially.
Yeah.
It's all speculation. But
Yeah. The more I
watch him
see of
on
it,
mute.
the more I see of it, the more I'm happy that it's coming. I don't have any ill feelings about this movie at all.
No, and you just got to be open to it anyways, because I mean, it's something new, and it's going to be a different take on it. So if you like Superman, then I don't see what the big deal is why you have to pick sides.
Right. Like
So
I said in that little short that I threw out there a couple weeks ago, I don't get all the negativity. And
no,
all the actors and everything look like they're having a blast together.
oh
And if they're
sure,
having that much fun, they're going to come out with a good picture. I'm not worried about it. It looks like a fun, lighthearted. I mean, the whole spot where Crypto takes the guy's helmet off so Superman can knock his teeth out. If that don't have you hooked, I mean, I don't know what will. What do you think about it? Anything that you're looking forward to particular?
well, everybody's hating on the dog, but I'm actually more excited to see how the dog all works out and plays into it, just because from what I've seen, it actually looks fun. I mean, I got puppies and they act the same damn way as the dog. Who
Yeah.
cares if he's a little hairier or bushier than a regular white lab, but he's a mutt.
That's that scene where he's jumping on Superman. I still laugh every time that comes out. He's like, "No, Crypto, stop it!" I'm like, "Whose
Right.
dog doesn't do that? Everybody's dog does that."
And
So
the
that's
fact that he's got super strength and the dog's got super strength, it's the only one that's actually going to be a pain.
literally, yeah. And that's just a couple weeks away now, right?
Yeah, July 11th.
Yes, Jay, we
Shows
know
that
you
going
got
on
your
right there.
pre-screening tickets, you lucky bugger.
Hmm.
Be sure to tell us that it's all wonderful on the next day, even if it sucks. I don't think it's gonna suck. What do we
No.
got next? Nope.
Well, we got, I think, we're going to be talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I know what you did last summer.
There's something around here.
That comes out, I think, a little bit later in July. But I didn't even really know they were going to redo this until I caught the trailer a few
Yeah, I
weeks
think
ago.
you were the first one that told me about this.
You know, so I
Said
grabbed a
something.
snippet, and when I saw that, your girlfriend, I'll let you tell her name.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
When I saw that she was coming back to do this one, it was really cool because in the trailer they have her say, "What did you guys do last summer?" It was kind of cheesy, but funny.
Well, and wasn't Freddie Prinze in the trailer too?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess
It's one of those things where,
spoiler alert. I
yeah,
think Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, died in, was it the second one, or they did three of them originally, didn't they?
I don't know. They've done a
Maybe it
lot
was
of them.
just two.
I don't remember honestly.
Yeah,
You're talking about Buffy, right?
right.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do remember her on here, and I think they did kill her off, but I could be wrong.
but that could have
I
been
don't,
in the first one too.
yeah, I don't remember. But I've watched these and I liked them, but it's one of those things where I don't remember much of it because I haven't rewatched them.
Right.
But I know it's about the fisherman with the hook that kills you because you did something naughty over the summer.
Well, no, that's
Uh,
not exactly it. It's based on a book actually. So in the book, and it happens the same way in the movie, they're out drunk driving and they, hit the guy and
oh,
they
that's right.
assume
They
that he's
hit the
dead.
guy. Yep. Yep.
Assume that he's dead, toss him off into the ocean kind of thing, and then carry on and nobody say anything. And then the next summer or the next year, I think, during the school year, I think, is something like that because it was set in high school and
Yeah.
started getting the random notes all around.
There you
And
go.
that was him, because he wasn't dead. And then the
Yep.
second one, I think, was his son.
So
So
what's
there,
this one? Granddaddy?
yeah, who knows?
Maybe
I'm
they'll
just
switch it up
thinking
and it'll
something
be
else.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, just like they did
Right.
in Saw. She'll be the
She,
hooked one.
she
Did he
made it
have
after all.
did he have a name? I can't remember. Did the hook guy have a name? Did they give him a name?
Uh, well, I mean, the character did have a name, but it was just a regular person's name. It wasn't, I can't remember it though.
Well, we'll just call him Captain Hook. But
Or
anyway, the trailer looked really
or
cool.
Gordon's the fish guy, the
Oh,
the
there you
fish
go.
fillets.
Trust the trust the Gordon's fisherman. I like that.
Right.
That'd be funnier than hell if the movie started with that. Trust the Gordon's fisherman.
Or just use that as like a movie poster kind of thing, just an
Yeah.
advertisement.
Yeah, this is
We
another
know
one
what
in
fish you
July.
bought last summer.
Oof. I hope you've eaten it by now.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of fish, did you know? Well, I think you told me though, but the 50th birthday
Yep.
of
50th
Jaws.
anniversary of Jaws, which, oh my God, makes me feel old.
Yeah,
But
because did you see it in theaters?
I saw it at the drive-in, close enough
Yeah,
to a theater, but I was just a little squeaker.
yeah,
I think it was running second to some Disney movie. I don't know which one.
I got you.
But yeah, as soon as I was old enough to appreciate it, in my mind, there are two perfect movies when it comes to horror that I wouldn't change anything about. The original Halloween, 1978, absolute perfection. Jaws is the other one. It's absolutely perfect. It launched a whole new genre of horror. And when you can launch a new genre of horror and it takes off, then that's an accomplishment. And after Jaws, you had Orca and Jaws 2 and Jaws 3 and all these crazy animal movies coming out. And then, of course, after Michael, you had Friday the 13th and Freddy and all those. So those are my two favorite movies of all time, especially horror. I don't even have to think about it. But to me, those are just perfect movies. Do you like them both?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, Jaws literally changed my whole. I don't even remember what age I watched it at, but it really didn't matter because it's still instilled the fear of the ocean and the
Mhm.
unknown, not being able to see something. And I think
Yep.
there's actually a phobia tied to that. But I mean, you think about it, the shark's not even actually on that thing, but like 5 or 10 minutes out of that whole hour and a half or whatever, however long it is.
Dude, I could be out in one of the Great Lakes or even out in one of our 1,000 little inland lakes that we have.
Yeah.
And if something bumps my foot, I can't help but hear da-da. Like, what the heck is that? Da-da. Get me out of here. Even though there's no sharks here.
Well, I had a delusional fear when I was a kid down at the Lake of the Ozarks because there's, the whole thing about that town that got flooded and is actually supposed to be down at the bottom and all that. So in my, 10-year-old head, I'm sitting there thinking that there's all kinds of these statues with the, guy on a horse with a sword and whatever. So whenever we go out and tubing and everything, I have just got such an unreasonable fear that I'm going to go off the tube and just come down on top of one of these things. So,
You're going
yeah.
to get speared by a statue.
Right. And that just goes along with that fear of not being able to see underneath the
Yep.
water. So,
The
yeah.
impact Jaws had on people, it's still today. There's still people that won't go near the ocean because of Jaws.
No, and really, crocodiles are the bigger thing to be afraid of, or alligators, or,
There's lots of things to be afraid of.
yeah. But I mean, like the
You know
things
what I'm
that'll
more
get you
afraid
that
of?
fast.
I'm more afraid of the urine content in the water. That's my biggest fear. Like, no,
Well,
I'm
fish
good.
pee in the ocean.
Yes. Where else would they pee? And human pee in pool. So there you go.
Yeah, unfortunately. They say
Sean
that.
got to see this in the theaters a few years
Yep.
back. That's cool that they replayed it in the theater, Sean.
Yeah, and I'm surprised maybe they even did. I wonder if they did any anniversary showings this year for it. I want to say I've seen something for it though.
I would hope they did, but I didn't hear of one around here.
Huh.
But maybe, I'm sure closer to where the ocean and stuff is, somebody had to have somewhere. I mean, you don't have a 50th anniversary very often in movies that
No,
people still
wasted
remember.
opportunity.
But while we're on the subject, it's a completely different subject. Right after I shed a tear for Jaws being 50 years old, I felt so much younger when, like, the next day they came out and said that Ferris Bueller was 47 years old. I'm like, what? No way. There's no way. So then I immediately look it up and I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm old. But anyways. Now getting back on monster topics, I see what you were doing there with the next
I
one. You can
actually
go
just
for it.
misinterpreted what you were saying. So,
You're good, man.
but
It's
yeah,
all good.
monsters coming up.
It's all good.
Jurassic Park or World.
Again,
World.
part 27. Mm.
It's
I'm gonna
different.
let Mr. Nope talk about this one because they lost me after the second one, but I know Nope's kept up the track on some of them. So
Yeah,
what are we talking about here?
I haven't watched Dominion, so I can't really say too much on that one. But I still can't believe you never watched the third one. That one's actually not too bad. It's better than the second one. So if the second one turned you off from it, then I think the third one might bring you back.
Well, I'll give it a try then. The second one, the
That-
biggest turnoff for me is it was a blatant ripoff of King Kong.
oh yeah,
I mean, it was so blatant, except they did it with a T-Rex.
right.
But
Jeff Goldblum.
yeah, I'll give the third one a try on your recommendation. I
Yeah,
did
'cause
watch one of them with um Chris Pratt. Is that
yeah,
his name?
yeah.
I
The
did watch
first
one of
one,
them with him, and it was okay. But again, it was all about running from raptors in a field, and I felt like I'd been there and done that before.
but these were trained raptors.
Mm.
No, I think the raptors, anyways, those were in the first one mainly of the Jurassic World movies. But then the Jurassic World not Dominion, what was it? Fallen Kingdom, I think, is the second one in that trilogy. And that's where they're basically trying to rescue a bunch off of one of the islands. There's so many of the islands, I still can't keep them straight. But the third one actually has William H. Macy, and that guy is a phenomenal actor, and he makes that movie. So check that one out. The
Have
third
you ever
one.
seen Wild Hogs?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
love
one.
him in that. He is so funny in that movie. That's one of those guilty pleasure movies that I chuckle about. Even my
For
wife
sure.
likes that one. Her and I sit and watch that one and just laugh. But the older I get, the less funny it gets because they're talking about being old and not having fun anymore.
Right.
It's like, this is starting not to be as funny as it used to be. Where's my buddies? We need to go cross country. So what's up next, bud?
Oh, whoa.
Oh, hey, how'd
Making
you
us
do that?
big. That one's not too bad. Still learning things here. Bear with us, everybody. Oh, Reacher.
Reacher.
I think we can make
Season.
this one still big. Yeah, there we go. I feel
Yeah.
like you couldn't see us there.
I'm not even going to say that Reacher made me large. We're just going to leave that alone. But Reacher, season 4, Alan Ritson announcing that it was going to be based on the book Gone Tomorrow. That was a big announcement because everybody was wondering what book they'd choose next.
Well, sure. What's there, 22 of them?
Something like that, 22, 23, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Parts of me want to go grab the book and read it, and then the other parts of me are like, just be surprised and like it like you did the first two. Don't.
Yeah, because if you haven't read the books before watching the other ones, then it's just going to be a totally different experience in watching that. So
I hadn't even seen the what's his name? Tom Cruise adaptation of Reacher. I didn't know that was one.
still,
And well, no, after I watched season
oh
1 and 2, and I was waiting, I think it was Jay mentioned, "Have you ever saw the movies?" I'm like, "They did a movie?" And I watched them. They're okay, but it's so weird going from a rich sin Reacher to a tiny, tiny Cruise Reacher when
right.
he's trying to be intimidating, and I'm sitting there, I don't know how well that works, but they were still good movies.
Yep.
Sean says we need a Reacher Ryan crossover, and I won't disagree with you. That would be awesome. I think we need a Reacher comic. Dan Wickline should write it. He could even do the Jack Ryan crossover. So we need to get Nick to get permission.
Yeah, I still need to check that out. Jack Ryan show. That's on Prime, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Same as Reacher, I think. Yeah, I
guess
think
it
they're
is.
both on Prime.
I wonder who's actually got the well, who actually makes it though? Because I know it's on there, but like, is it made by Prime or is it made
I
on a
think they
network?
say Prime Originals, but I
Okay.
don't know if that means they actually made it or if they just bought it or.
Well, I mean, if it's a Prime
Oh.
original, then it's probably on Prime, exclusively. But I thought maybe that one was on one of the networks or something and just went over to Prime after it was on there. But
I think it's just
makes
Prime because Prime's knocking it out of the park with that Lord of the Rings series too.
oh
And
yeah,
I know that's all
Ring of
Prime.
Power, Rings of Power,
Yeah, the Rings of Power. Yep.
right? Because
You know what a big fan of Reacher I am. So
oh yeah,
to
absolutely.
catch this news was just. And then the other news about Reacher.
Yeah, because well, Sean said that he likes how Cruise played character Reacher, but Richardson's better. But,
Yeah, but whenever Tom Cruise is in a movie to me, he always seems like he's playing the same character.
oh, for sure.
He's always just Tom Cruise, even in the Top Gun movies, which I love. I love the Top Gun movies, but he's still just being, the same person. Same
true, but
kid
I guess
from The
sometimes it
Bachelor.
just fits, right? Because like in Maverick, obviously, he's Tom Cruise at his Tom Cruisiest, but he's that movie was just something. It was a breath of fresh air because I feel like there wasn't anything coming out at that time that had a good story or anything that you couldn't pick apart. But I had no complaints over that movie. I was walking out, smile ear to ear out of that theater that day.
I love Maverick.
But
It's a great movie. Did you hear they're doing a third one?
a third Maverick?
Yeah, I don't know
Makes
how much of
sense.
it's true or not, but I've seen it on actual television, not just the internet.
Well, it
I
might not
just hope.
take as long
I
because
just
he
hope
doesn't
they
have to learn how
don't.
to fly a plane now.
I just hope they don't fall down that rabbit hole of too many sequels now.
Right.
Because for so long it was a perfect movie on its own. You got lucky and hit a perfect sequel. Leave it alone.
Right.
But
Next thing you know, it's going to be Maverick, and then it'll be 5 with the big V in the center.
yeah, and then he'll run around with a hatchet killing people.
Throwing them from the jet.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Tie him to the missiles and launch him away.
No, but I guess before we go off on tangents, we'll talk about the other Reacher news, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't wait, until the season 4 comes out. There's supposed to be a new book. Stories behind the stories.
Yeah, this could be interesting. I'll probably pick this one up for sure. Now,
Yeah.
it's not a new story. It's the story behind the characters and how he got the characters and all that stuff. I don't know if they're going to talk a lot about the show. I think it's going to be mainly the books. But either
Right.
way,
I
it
think
might be a fun read.
yeah, that's what I was reading in the article, that it's supposed to be based on, you know, I guess his inspiration behind each one of his books, and whether or not he's going to actually name drop them specifically and how they'll categorize it, who knows. But I mean, seems
And
like at least good 22 chapters.
did you know that Lee Child actually made a cameo in season 1 of Reacher?
Yes, and I think I pointed that, or I noticed that for sure, that they lingered on somebody that was walking out of the diner, but I was like, okay, well, what's the significance of this guy? And then you later said something about it. And I went,
Yeah,
okay.
the very last scene where he goes in to say goodbye to Finley, Childs is a guy that bumps into him at the door and says, "Oh, excuse me," and they just pass.
Yep.
That's him. Yep.
Which that's cool.
It is.
I
Fun
do love
stuff.
it whenever they actually bring in the original authors, because it also tells you too that, they're behind what they're doing at least. So
And he's got to be happy with the numbers because Reacher's
for
killing.
sure.
And I also heard that they signed it through 5 seasons now. So there's going to be a 5th one after the 4th one, at least.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to have just as many numbers if they keep doing it the same way that they do. It's whenever they start to change things up and do it different,
Yep. Or if he wants to go do something else.
Yeah, you just change the recipe, and that's kind of whenever things don't go well.
Yep.
But I feel like each one of the seasons have been consistent, though, in quality. I mean, some highs and lows, but I think that goes for each season.
I think I can agree with that. I think the weakest of the 3 is still the second one. And the only reason I say that is because they really push that catchphrase too much. You do
don't
not mess with the special investigators. Yeah, okay, it was cool the first time, but the 20th
Right.
time you said it, it's starting to sound a little cheesy,
Becomes an earworm after that.
pretty much. And something that you expect to hear. But
Right.
I still loved it. It was great watching the gang do what they had to do. And I still have not heard anything about the spin-off show that we're supposed to get with Neely. All I saw was one quick uh, selfie type video that Richson did with her saying, "We're not on the cast of Reacher. Why are we together?" And she's like, "You know why we're together." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're filming your show." And she's like, "I don't think you're not supposed to say that yet." And he's like, "Oh well, I said it now." And that's all I've seen.
Which
Yes, Jay, you do not mess with special investigators.
which I understand on NDAs and stuff, but I guess technically if you announce something way too soon and something goes sideways with writers or production or whatever, then now you just got more disappointed fans versus if you didn't say anything.
Right.
But I don't know.
I might actually pick this one up though. I think it might be a fun read.
Oh yeah, I would say so too, just because, behind the scenes stories are always interesting, but the fact that if this one, if you read all the books, now you're going to get an extra chapter for each one of those books of the actual true story, or you would think.
And I have read none. So
yeah, me neither.
I had never heard of the character before. The funny thing is what got me watching Reacher was going down the YouTube Shorts rabbit hole, and it had the scene from episode 1 where the guy is acting like he's going to hit his wife at the van, and he just turns on, "What do you want?" Reacher don't say anything, and without saying a word, he scared the hell out of the guy. And the guy's like, "I'll never do it again. I'm just having a bad day."
Sorry, sir. I'm just having a bad day.
So I have to check that one out, and the rest is history. I love the show. I could probably act out the first 2.5 seasons.
Well, we watched you do it with the first one.
Pretty much.
It was like
Pretty
a 4-hour stream. Like, I think we're just through the first episode.
I so sorry.
No, it's still fun though.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
think
you
that's
better
all.
switch the topic. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's all the thumbnails and stuff I got at least. So
Fine.
we'll get that back up there, fix some stuff. Hiya. Whoop.
You okay over there?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just driving
So how'd,
blind.
how'd your week go?
Oh, it was good. There's a lot of family catch up. You know, we had a funeral at the beginning of the week, and so got to see a lot of family members that I haven't seen in a long time. And you know, Dad came into town and all that, so really got to catch up and spend a lot of time with him, and then see an older sister and time with my younger sister and all that stuff. So all in
Yeah,
all, it was a good week.
it
But
kind of sucks that you don't see some people except at funerals, but then again, I guess that's a good thing about a funeral, I guess, is that you can
right, everybody
catch
comes
up with
back
people.
together, hangs up all their drama, for at least for the day. You know, nobody's fighting. Everybody's just catching up and on an even platform. So,
Jay, he's still not caught up.
talking about Reacher, he still hasn't watched the latest season, huh?
Oh, he had to have. We talked about it.
Right.
I think he caught up like just before or something.
I gotcha.
Or he never finished season 2. I can't remember. I remember teasing him about it, but I don't remember where he's at. Are you caught up? Oh, he's got the volume off because he's still.
That's right. He's muted.
I'll talk sign language.
It's
I have no
probably
idea what
still
I said. No offense to anyone if I did say something.
loud. We do not speak ASL.
I barely speak English.
Yeah, right. You know the bad English and the good English.
My week was going okay until they started talking about it was going to be in the upper 90s next week. I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's illegal up here. We're too far north for 90s. That's not allowed. That junk needs to go back down to Texas with Jay and his crazy clan of heat misers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Well, and then you sent that map, and I was like, oh man, you know, we're in the purple zone, the
Yeah,
extreme zone.
you can keep it.
Yay. Can't wait.
I don't even want to be in the orange zone, let alone the red zone or the purple zone.
And that's all next week.
I know the whole freaking week.
Hey, Lorena.
Hey,
Lorena.
Lorena, how you doing? Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yep.
Uh, so, you see any read any good books this week?
Oh, I actually haven't had a chance to read anything. The only thing I actually had a chance to do this week, other than all the family stuff, was I made it to the comic book store, so I got all my books, but I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and read them.
I got to read chapter 5 of Monsters.
Did you?
It didn't disappoint.
I got
When you
Yeah.
have some time and get caught up, we'll talk about it.
It's another one of those things like, have you read those yet? No, not yet.
Might want to put those to the top because I don't know how long I'll be able to hold off from talking about it when that last one comes
No,
out.
yeah. Yeah, I need to do that for sure. I think tomorrow I'm going to actually sit down and spend a lot of time, and especially if it's going to be as hot as it's going to be outside, there's no reason to really go out and do anything. It's not like we got a pool. So, and you can't read comics in a pool anyway. So,
I'm sorry, at those numbers, a pool would just make me feel like a boiling egg. No thanks. I'm not leaving the air conditioning. I was not made for 97. That's just wrong on so many levels. And I blame Jenna because she's the one that sent me a picture of her phone when they were in the upper 90s. I'm like, you can keep that crap there. Now, 2 weeks later, hmm,
it's made its
hmm,
way.
hashtag blame Jenna.
Yeah, blame Jenna this time for sure. Yes. Is there any other movies or anything like that you were excited about? Seen any new trailers or nothing like that? I know we just talked about movies and trailers, but
Yeah, not really in the near future. There's some stuff that's coming out later in the year for Halloween that has me a little bit intrigued, but I haven't heard enough details yet. Take that heat, Ed. Yeah, I'll take it and put it right in a garbage can and ship it back down to frickin' Houston where it belongs.
that's got to be Jenna.
How do you like the absolutes, Lorena? What's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I still got to get caught up on those two. I think I'm caught up to 4 or 5 on Superman, 4 or 5 on Wonder Woman. I think I'm only one behind on Flash and Manhunter. But I think I've only read the first one of the Green Lantern. But that one, I really liked where that was going, but just kind of fell to the stack.
I read the first couple absolute Batmans, and they were okay, but it's not my thing.
You know,
For the most part, it's sad to say I've kind of fallen out of love with the superhero part of comics. Not the
yeah,
movies. It's just the comic stuff, and it's because I'm gonna get hate for this, and that's fine. Everybody can hate what they hate. But it just seemed to me, especially with the big two, all they were doing was regurgitating the same stories with different characters.
really,
And after a while, it was like we've been here and done this before. And their constant need to have a new number one, and it gets so confusing to remember where you left off. Like, okay, so is number one really issue 318, or is this really? Oh no, it is 319. Oh, okay, but you're gonna call it. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
well, between that and where does it fall in the story?
Exactly.
Sometimes there are little offshoots, you know, to where they have a separate title, like Batman and The Long Halloween, you know,
Hmm.
while, I'm sure that series is good, but sometimes, and if it's a one off special, where there's only like 4 in a run, sometimes that's fine. But it's also where
Lorena,
it falls. It does
Lorena's
it
Lorena's
gets so confusing.
Lorena's digging on the Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that one's really good. She's a
How in the
witch.
world? What does she do with that frickin' sword, though? I mean, that sword looks like it's 4 foot wide on the covers.
Well, she swings it.
Well, that's amazing enough. How does she not cut her own shoulder off pulling it out?
Well, because she's got a fake arm anyways, so
Oh, see, no, I didn't know any of this stuff.
spoiler alert.
So she's a Terminator.
No, she's actually a witch in this one. At least that's how they're explaining it. But it's
A
kind of
witch
like,
with a mechanical arm.
well, it's so without getting too far into the story and spoiler and whatnot. But in Greek mythology, you have the one of the, I think she was a siren, Circe.
Hmm.
Uh, that's who raises her, or maybe it's Hecate. I'm confused. Maybe Lorena can fill me in on that one. But, uh, anyways, she's left with them, not necessarily the Amazons. So she's raised up by her and learns how to do magic and all that, along with having the strength of Wonder Woman and all that stuff. But she's still Wonder Woman at her core, because in that the whole arm thing that all plays in the story too. Um, and I don't think they get into that in the first issue at all. But you know, Steve Trevor's part of the story, but it's really good. You might like it. Might like it better than the Batman.
I was reading an article yesterday that they're going to be bringing an absolute Robin into it, but
Oh, really?
it's going to be Dick Grayson, but it's going to be a different series, a different take on Dick Grayson. And for the example they gave is when he meets Batman, someone that has DS on their name tag says that damn bad I can't stand him. So it makes you wonder if they're going to be put that little twist
Nemesis is
in there. Not
first.
right.
Yeah, I could see that because I
It would
mean,
fit with the absolute Batman story.
well, right, and if they make them closer in age and make them more of like a partner team versus older guy, younger adopted son kind of thing. So that'd be cool because I know Nightwing's just as popular. So maybe it'll be like an absolute Nightwing versus an absolute Robin being
I'm
Dick Grayson.
waiting for absolute crazy quilt there, Jay. That's what I'm waiting for. I think I'm going to be waiting a while. What other DC folks should have an absolute? Hmm, that's a good question to think about for a minute.
Absolute Etrigan or absolute Constantine. I know Jay would be all up.
Ooh, I'd be all over Constantine. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Absolute Sandman. Ooh, that'd be good too.
Hmm.
That was one that you missed. The Sandman. We didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah, I didn't add that one to the thing or to the thumbnails.
They
Great.
announced that season 2 of Sandman is going to start this July also. So July is going to be a really fun and busy month for people who like watching shows. I love the first Sandman, but if you ask me to go into details, it's been so long, I don't know if I could give you many.
Did they actually announce that, Sean, that they're going to make a Daredevil Green Arrow crossover? Or that's just a
I think
fantasy draft kind of pick?
I think that's a fan hope. I haven't heard that. Jay agrees with your Etrigan.
Yeah, I got to remember about the delay. I don't know if that's actually a thing or not, but
Don't know.
I haven't noticed it.
I don't have YouTube open, so I don't know. It's weird being in the driver's seat, Jay.
For sure.
It's a lot easier when you're flipping the switches and we're just being dumb. Now we got to be dumb and smart at the same time, and that gets confusing.
Oh, look like the cat with the piano.
Hey, there you go. I'm going to clip that one for sure.
You
Batman.
can remember that. You can go back in and scoop stuff up.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that face.
Well, especially with the dung 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 you were doing.
You're right.
The perfect Phantom of the Opera for somebody who's never seen Phantom of the Opera.
Right. Put a little mask on.
There was something else I'd heard that I was going to bring up too, but of course it's escaped me at the moment. Oh, I was speaking of comics. The two I've been reading were the Spider-Man Predator, which is fantastic, and I'm so glad to say that they did a good Spider-Man again. And the Spider-Man Godzilla one was a lot of fun. Now the bearded guys on the EXP, they didn't care for the new one that just came out with the Godzilla and Avengers, so I don't know about that one. I was trying to win a copy last night so I wouldn't have to buy it if it sucks, because man, the way they were talking about it, it's terrible. So I almost want to read it just to see how bad it is. But have you had a
Be a
chance to
fly
look
on
at
the
either one
wall.
of them?
I actually picked up. I wasn't able to get on the train with Spider-Man Predator in the beginning, but I was able to actually, because that was the one that I got my nephew for his birthday, not thinking, I'm like, oh, it's Spider-Man, that should be safe. And then
Uh-huh.
that weekend, Jay and Jen are like, that's actually really graphic. I'm like, huh, okay, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He probably won't even read it. But I did wind up getting my own copy, and I was able to get the second one too. So I have yet to read it, but I did wind up snagging a copy. But I did not read any of the Godzilla ones here recently.
The Godzilla Spider-Man one is just, it's hilarious.
Is
It
it?
really is, because Godzilla gets the symbiote, spoiler alert, and you can just imagine the fun they had with that.
What's that other one with the symbiote that's coming out soon? I think they were talking about it on the FOC the other day. Moon Knight. Moon Knight's supposed to it's supposed to be a what if issue of what if Moon Knight got the symbiote. So you're gonna have all of that, you know, all the symbiote knowledge clashing with all the ancient Khonshu knowledge and all that. So that ought to be fun to check out.
Yeah.
Those what if stories have been awesome with the what if Venoms.
Give it to Man Thing. Then we'd have a giant sized Black Man Thing. The symbiote. Yet another great joke to use for the next 50 years. See, I'm safe tonight. Jay's not here to cancel me, so.
Yeah, right. Well, hold on. I got the controls right here.
Did you have a cancel stamp all queued up ready for me?
No, not yet. But you best believe that's going to happen.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, especially now that we're figuring this thing out. We'll be driving no time.
Oh. So, what movie are you looking forward to the most this summer? Do you have one?
Probably Superman. You know, the easy pick. But I am excited to see what the Fantastic Four movie's gonna do because I am a fan of that. You know, the group and the franchise as a whole. Because I didn't even hate on the original ones from Fox. You know, I don't know if it was because I was young enough to just get past the whatever cringe or whatever everybody doesn't like about it, but I thoroughly enjoyed them. Obviously, I didn't like the Galactus thing because I knew what Galactus was supposed to look like, and he wasn't a dust cloud. So I'm excited to see that they're actually going to do a real live action in the suit and size changing. Like that's going to be awesome. So and
I
Mr.
like the.
Fantastic didn't look as cartoony. I did understand that later on growing up. I'm like, okay, now I get what they mean by the Mr. Fantastic was really a little bit much. But the way that looks like they're doing the CG on Pedro looks like might be decent. Just wish that they'd CG out that mustache. It just throws me
Yeah.
off. It throws me off. I can't separate it. You know that
Yeah,
mustache
it
ties into
makes you
each
think.
other
It makes you
role.
think too much Pedro and not enough Reed.
Right, I see Ober and Martell whenever I
Right.
see any of the previews. So I'm waiting for him
I,
to start screaming.
I'm one of those
You
people
killed
that
my sister!
I knew you were gonna go there. I just knew you were gonna go there. I'm one of those guys that dig down the Fox movies too. I don't know why they got so much hate. I thought they were fun.
Right, and
I
Lawrence
didn't
Fishburne
even
as Silver
mind.
Surfer. Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't even mind what they did with Galactus because it made it a little more believable that it was some giant cloud thing that could swallow a planet other than a 200-foot tall purple guy with a you know motorcycle helmet wheels on his head or whatever those things are for, handlebars. But I get
Antennas.
why they did it, but it's cool to see him come to life the way he was designed by the king to look.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm also looking forward to I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's been a while, so I'll have to catch up on the first two before I watch the third one.
They got any crazy popcorn stuff for I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I highly
Yeah.
doubt it. I
A
probably
hook,
won't.
hook to eat popcorn with?
That'd be amazing.
Stab a kernel one at a time?
Yeah. I can see them giving everyone sharp metal hooks going into a theater. Yeah, that's a great idea.
No, it'd have a grabber on the end of it. So it'd be like it opens up the hook. And you just
Mm. You better stick with the Gordon fish sticks giveaway or something, man. You'd probably be better off.
No, but that Galactus helmet, the popcorn bucket, that thing, I might get one to surprise my old lady with because I kid you not, she eats 2 buckets of popcorn every time we go to the movies. Like she
Wow.
just hammers popcorn. She loves it. But that would probably be enough for her to sit through a thing. But if she finds out how much I spent on it, I'm a dead man. You know?
That's where cash comes in handy.
True. But still, if she hears about it later, she'd be like, "You what? Like, why?"
How much are they going for?
I think $80.
Oh,
Right?
you better get free refills.
You better get a lot of refills when you bring that thing in. But
Wow.
they do actually sell it through Marcus Theater's website here, which is where we would be going anyways. But hopefully, it comes with some sort of QR code on the thing, like free popcorn.
I don't remember if you, or I don't know if you remember these days, but back in the day, here we go, sound like my grandfather.
Years ago,
7-Eleven used to do like cups for all the movies that were coming out.
right?
And it was like a big deal to try to collect them all. And I really wish they would do stuff like that again, because I'm not buying an $80 ghost head. That's not going to happen. But if it
No,
was my cup from my soda, I'd keep it as a souvenir. God, I got so many Slurpee cups downstairs. I could probably display them if I wanted to.
yeah, the theater here, Marcus, they do promotional cups. So they'll be the hard plastic to where you
Mhm.
can actually, dishwasher safe everything else, and it's
Mhm.
got basically the movie poster wrapped around. So we got tons of those.
The last ones that 7-Eleven did around here anyway were for what was the third um, Star Wars prequel? I don't
Oh,
watch them. So what's the name of the
Revenge of the
third one?
Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. That's the last one they did one for, and I have a lenticular of Anakin's face when you twirl his eyes, twirl the
Turns into
cup, his
Vader.
eyes turn red, and he gets like
Oh,
this evil. No, he doesn't turn to Vader. That'd be cool as hell. But
the
his
the
eyes
I
just
hate
turn
you
red.
face.
Yeah.
I hate you.
I hate you. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's been edited and memed so many different times. That whole scene right there. And I have the high ground.
And what was supposed to be like a really deep moment when he yells "No!" I couldn't help but laugh. And when I was in the theater, like, Darth Vader with his arms up yelling "No" because his whole
No.
mm-mm-mm.
No, I like the one where they it shows the clip of Obi-Wan, I have the high ground, and then it cuts to the other scene where Luke says that to Vader. Well, I have the high ground, and then he's just like, you little shit.
I saw a thing the other day that somebody did with Legos that had a Lego Obi-Wan up on this hill, and they had taken the legs off of Anakin and the arms
Top them
and
off.
had him in like red jelly or jello at the bottom, and they had that all printed out. You were supposed to be the chosen one. I'll kill you or whatever. And he's I've got the high ground and the whole thing. It was
Oh
great.
yeah.
And they did it
Star
with
Wars
little
Robot
Legos.
Chicken, definitely.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I haven't heard of that. I didn't know Robot Chicken did Star Wars.
Break out the fine merch cups for our guests. Yeah, we have plenty of them, that's for sure. You could. You could do the whole party. We have Mission Impossible cups, and we usually have two of them, because we both get a large, so we got a bunch of Fast X cups. Well, not a bunch, but we got two of those. Mission Impossible, probably a couple of the Despicable Me cups, all that jazz. And they're just eventually, like think we got some out in a box in the garage. You can't throw them away.
I still have my complete set of King Kong glasses that they gave away at the 77 Kong, I think it was. They're
Actual
actual
glass glasses.
glasses. Yeah, with scenes from the movie on it, and one of them is him. One of them never happened, but it was the most popular movie poster. And he's got like one leg on one twin tower and one leg on the other twin tower, and he's holding one of the helicopters in his hand. And it's got that scene. Another one has the scene with the giant snake. He's wrestling and ripping the
Okay.
snake's part. And then the other one, the scene wasn't in the movie, but I think it was a nod to the original one because it's Kong ripping through like huts, which I don't remember them doing that in the 76 version. But in the original one, they had Kong going crazy in the town and he was stepping on the natives and like ripping their huts apart before they knocked him out.
I thought you were talking like a Star Wars crossover, like ripping apart Jabba the Hutt.
Close. The hut you would live in, not the one that would eat you. Yes.
Ooh, ah, da, ooh, su, solo. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, oh.
Wow. Did you just speak hut at me? Did you really just speak
No,
hut?
no, I have no idea. If I did, it's going to be like your ASL thing. I did not mean to say what I said.
Yeah, there you go.
Full circle. Cancel me.
I tried learning how to speak Klingon, but oh my god, I can't believe there's people that can like do full sentences in it.
Well, there's that, and then there's people who can also speak like Dothraki from Game of Thrones. It's a whole other language that they did there, and I think Valerian is another one from that. Or isn't there a language everybody learned from Lord of the Rings too? Elvish and all that.
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't, but I'm sure there are people.
Allegedly.
I could speak binary, but not much use for that in the real world,
Right?
other than scaring people.
Yeah, the whole 01001. I always make jokes, and you're like, you just said the letter L.
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for popping by, Sean. Appreciate you coming and saying hi with us.
Oh, I guess he didn't get to go all 3 days to the con.
Yeah.
That's a shame. We'll see you later, though, Sean. Thanks for coming in, man. For sure.
I hope you enjoyed the con.
That's great. Star Trek. Star Wars.
No,
Oh,
that's
I've
cool.
done that. I've done that for sure.
I think they made a font out of that.
Arabesh is what it's called.
I'm scared that you know that, but all right, man.
Well, I only know that too because I looked it up because I have my dog that passed a couple of years ago. He's in a Chewy, like Chewbacca candy jar kind of thing. So it has Chewbacca print, and then I got with the vinyl, cutouts of all the years and whatever, and a little bit. Some of it's in Arabesh, and some of it's just the font itself. But
very cool.
Oh, there's Triple B. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Triple B, how you doing, bud? Well, what do you say? You want to? Do you have a book or something you want to open? You want to do a little unboxing here while we're here? Or?
Sure.
I can do a little one. I got a few here, but the bigger ones I think we should probably save for like a whole video. But I got some singles here if you want to do some.
What about the Henri book? You want to do that one or?
Yeah, sure. Let me
An easy
find it
one.
from the stack. I love how it's the Henri book. This isn't War Lion.
No, not those yet. Haven't gotten those yet. Yeah, well, I think I've gotten some of the single issues that I've gotten from him, but as far as his Kickstarter, that hasn't showed up. But it sounds like it's going to be coming sooner than later, though.
Yeah, it sounds like he's already working on the next chapter.
Try and mute this while we crinkle and crunch.
3 hours later.
Right.
That's all right. Everybody else makes the crunchy noises. We can too.
Deal with it. Doing it live.
Yeah, we're going to do it live. Ah.
Can't tell. You can't say he didn't pack it well either.
Very nice. This book should look familiar to all the EXP people out there. The future is asterisk, 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 which is what your password turns into when you're typing it on the computer, because this is really about hacking. And there's little games in here for any hacker wannabes out there to play, where you can use the elite speak. Oh, Nope's got one too. Now it's on. It's a full-blown competition. Very nice.
On that later. I'll definitely be calling you like, hey, what does this mean?
I don't get number 3. Too funny. Now, you're lucky that you picked up the issue 1 paperback also, because I heard that even though the comic story is the same, I heard that the games are different. So if you don't own issue 1, you don't have all the game materials that other people might have. So you can have an edge. That was the one they sold for $13.37, I think.
Got a present.
Ooh, what is that?
Shadowhawk.
Black and white.
Shadowhawk 2. Well, it's chrome and black, so it's a negative space also.
Now, was that from Henri?
Yeah, it's from Henri. I don't remember buying this, so thanks, Henri, for sure.
Did he give you a slip or anything? Because there wasn't anything in mine either.
I did not see any. No, I didn't see one in there. But then I got Survival Street.
Now, you actually bought this for me, right? It was from you, right?
Yep.
Well,
yeah, I bought that one because So I was like, well, he's got to have this. You know, ain't no way he's gonna pass this up, or at
Well,
least
thank you.
if I
I
need
would.
help,
I
I gotta have
appreciate it.
something to look at. You know.
I'm your man. Give me a call anytime.
Hmm.
So now it's a race to who can get it finished first. See how
Race
many
to
clues we
finish.
can find. God, I got such a stack of books. You, you got another one?
Let's see what else can we do.
I got a couple of dynamite ones here that I have no idea what they are. So I either
Yeah.
won something and didn't know, or someone bought something for me and I didn't
Ooh.
know.
Ooh, you know what? There is one that I have no idea what it is because I don't even recognize the name on it.
Sounds good. Yep, we're on Restream. That's what we're using, Triple B.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's a big one.
All right.
It's like Christmas morning again every time.
Got a USB or something. Maybe that's how they sent the digital download. Oh, I know what this is now. I don't know if you remember that they kind of advertised it on the EXP and it was supposed to come out in stores, but it never did. And then I actually seen it pop up on Kickstarter. Orson Welles,
Oh, no way.
Warrior of the Worlds. So I think
Very
it's
cool.
basically as if, the it wasn't just a hoax on the radio show. So it's supposed to be basically as if he started in the War of the Worlds.
Huh.
I'm excited to read that one. I don't want to be
Yeah,
risky.
you'll have to tell me what that one's all about. I'm dealing with the package inside of a package thing.
Problem with your package.
You know,
They have bills for that.
only when I'm live on camera. It's a shy thing. What can I say? I just can't get it to come off.
I think we do have a subscription, but it's just a basic one, Triple B. Nothing too fancy. Oh boy, Jay just got home.
All right. Feel free to send Mr. J the link.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that, can't I?
He is going to be our first official guest.
Let's see if I can do this the correct way.
Well, now don't hurt yourself. I just want you to get him the link.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't get buzzy, but if we do, bear with us.
I just opened it and I got cardboard. I get another bag. I'll be right back. This is literally going to be the 3 hours later thing. How do you keep Ed entertained for an hour? Turn out the lights and give him 3 times wrapped plastic. I honest gosh have no idea what this is. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing at your commentary as you're trying to get into this box.
Got to keep the people happy. If this isn't, oh my god, it's one of those China dolls.
Oh, box
It's
and a box and a box
it's
and a
more
box.
it's more wrapping. So I've unwrapped the first 2 layers. Now I have to do number 3. Sorry, people, I did not know.
We are not professionals. No, not the pro plan. Just the standard plan, Triple B. Hey, Jenna.
Uh-oh. I thought I felt a disturbance in the force.
And she says hello.
Okay, this one has a paper with it.
Ooh.
So what do we got here? Herculoid's ash can.
Oh my God, Ed, what is it?
Herculoid's ash can. I don't know who bought it for me or if I won it though, because I know I did
Oh,
not buy it.
those are usually free if you ask for them. So
But
even
it
though you
came
might not
with
ask for it,
this. So I'm assuming that I had to buy this to get that. Maybe it
either
was
that or
months ago and I just don't remember it.
yeah, either that or maybe somebody got it for you, or it was a prize or something.
Huh.
That's the bad thing about having a stack of boxes, trying to remember when it came in.
Well, that's like that geek nerd video that I did. They were wrapped in Christmas paper
Right.
because they were under the tree, and I just totally forgot about them.
But at least
Are
it
we
wasn't Christmas paper from last year.
true? Did you want to do any more, or is that it?
Russian nesting dolls is what Jay said. That's what they
Yeah,
are.
that's what I meant when I said Chinese
Right.
dolls.
Right. Oh, what
I
else?
got one more from Rex. I'm just gonna do it.
Let's see what we got here in this stack. Some of them I think I want to do on another. Oh, this is that one that I was telling you about, and I thought I sent you a
That
link.
narrows it down.
Hey,
Like
you
we
remember that
never
one
talked,
time?
dude. What just happened?
Huh?
Ah, I thought I heard another voice.
No, that was me. I was making
Oh, that was
voices.
you.
Just one of my other personalities, you know.
I'm just glad it's not mine this time.
Like, wait, that's a new voice. I don't recognize you. Who are you?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
You remember that, don't you?
Oh yeah, Kindergarten Cop.
Ooh, this one has like cards with it. Oh, I'll be danged! I didn't know this was gonna come from Dynamic Forces. It's my Karma 2 from Dan.
Ooh,
Dan's Kickstarter. Karma
fancy.
2. And he signed it.
Yeah, and I think I tried to go in and get that on Backer Kit, but I don't. I guess they're not pre-orders necessarily anymore. I just can't get that after the fact.
Well, he was supposed to sign it. I got the cert, but I don't see the signature. But I'm blind, so I
No
don't know
rush,
where he
Jay.
signed it. I got the cert.
You don't even have to come on if you don't want to, Jay. No pressure. Seriously,
No,
no
yeah,
pressure.
you don't have to come on, buddy. But if you want to stop by, we wanted to make sure you got the first invitation. Very nice. Ah, that's a good place to stop. That made my night. I've been wondering when that book was going to come around. And it also has a couple of cards with it, but they look like they might be steamy. I shall look.
Oh, well, here I can.
It's a little. I don't care. What are they going to do?
Get us a strike. Yeah,
You
don't.
know.
Yeah, that's not. That's not.
Yeah, well, it ain't showing anything. Yeah,
It does though.
I didn't see anything. I must have missed it.
You got bad eyes though. Well, to change the subject, I got this one here. This is from Jason Strutz. Another one from Kickstarter. The Returned. Shoot. You see that one? You see that one, Ed? This is that one.
Oh,
zombie
yeah.
book.
Ooh,
I thought I sent you a link to it.
you probably did.
You remember just as civilization is emerging, an army of undead threatens to end progress, and humanity along with it. Vale and her fellow warriors make a last stand when a new figure appears, leading the undead. Meeting her end in the chaos, Vale's body is conscripted into the horde. However, her spirit finds itself tied to her ravenous corpse, forcing to witness but powerless to stop the ongoing extinction. As the undead reach Drevdalen, probably wrong, the last great city of humanity, and Vale's home, a second chance comes from the family she fought to protect and thought she would never see again.
That's where we need a dun dun dun.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that one would be cool. Excited to read that one too.
Yeah.
Getting through boxes.
That's always a good thing. The other two that are within reach are from Ethereal. So I don't know if I should open that one.
Oh, that is probably Morgana, number one.
Could be. I can
think
find
we both
out and
had
see
that
if
one,
it's
too.
saved. I can find out.
I
Get
think
through
I
the
got the
boxes.
safe cover on that one. I'm probably sure that one too.
Why not? While we're waiting for Jay, he says he's definitely coming on.
Okay.
So we're pausing for Jay identification.
What did I do with mine? Some boxes. I'm buried in boxes.
Well, if you gotta go,
Another one there. Shoot.
this one has stickers in it.
Well, I like stickers. Maybe I should find my box.
One sticker is okay to show. The other sticker might be pushing it a little bit. People that use Gorilla Tape and don't like fold over a corner are just mean. Just saying.
Yeah. Sometimes those can get really ignorant to open too.
Oh, dude. I forgot all about this.
Ah, here it is.
What is this?
Whoa.
I am a happy boy. I got Halloween. Ooh. It's a Halloween book. Could not be happier. That's a pleasant surprise. Now I got to see what the stickers were. And I think I just threw them on the floor by accident. Nope, there they are. I found them.
You might hear some residual. She's bringing me other packages. What is this?
Oh, did you see this one? It's the Halloween Ethereal special.
Oh, okay. No,
I
I
had
never seen that
forgotten
one.
all about that.
Huh.
It came out in October, and that's the one that has the stickers with it.
Some of those feel like you've been waiting forever too, even though it's only been a couple of months. Like I think that Thundercats one.
I have been waiting so
was
long
in
for that one,
December.
I forgot it was coming, so it was actually a nice little surprise.
Yeah.
This one's okay. I can show that one if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
This one, I can show you all of it, but one little spot. But your imagination can fill in the little spot.
Get creative.
It's my first time.
Let's see if I got a sticker. Ooh, I did get a sticker.
Ooh, what sticker did you get?
Well, we'll see.
Last one.
Painter's tape. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this makes me nervous trying to tear all this tape off sometimes.
Oh, I know. Try doing it when you can't feel your fingers.
I can't even imagine.
And then you're like, please don't let the tape touch the book. Please don't let the tape touch the book.
There's a Morgana cover I can show you.
Oh, nice.
The Hildebrand, I think, is what it was. And there's stickers in the other one, naturally. What? Two of them? I don't remember getting these.
Ooh, more stickers.
There you go.
Heathrow loves giving away stickers.
There you go.
Oh, I got that same sticker staring at me right now.
Eh. Probably opening the same box.
Probably opening the exact same book.
Yep. And there's a little card that came with it too.
I haven't got that far yet. I'm still fighting with the Gorilla Tape.
Guess who's here?
See the... Hey, Jay!
What's up, guys?
Welcome to the WeirDopes podcast, brother.
Oh, it's so nice.
You are our
Nice
first
to be a guest somewhere else, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome, man.
Oh, that's nice.
I got it for you.
Nice shirt.
It was my favorites.
Is this the same cover you had? Nope.
Yep, that's the one that I got.
Same sticker too. All right. Book opening time is over, and it's time to say hey to Jay, the man burns fresh from the Comic-Con with stories to tell, pictures to show, and possible restriction orders.
Maybe. I don't have any pictures to show. They're all on my phone. I was told by our niece's mom.
Oh.
Hey, y'all better take a ton of pictures this time. So I was like, okay. So I just been taking random pictures. I took a picture on the escalator just because. But it's been fun, man. A lot of freaking walking. I think yesterday we did like.
Look at that haircut.
Yeah,
finally, man.
Show that sucker, man.
Man, that poor lady when I went in there, dude. She looked
Seen
at
it
me.
here first. Jay's new haircut.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah.
It's a reveal.
I walked in there and I looked at her and I was like, I'm so sorry. She goes, what? I was like, I've been coming here since I was about 14, 15 years old. Get the same haircut. I need you to check and see when the last time I was in here. And she looked, she goes, it's been quite a while. She goes, how do you want it cut? And I was like, faded on a 1. And she looked at my hair. She goes, it has been a while since you've been in here. I said, yeah. Yeah. She goes, you're going to have to wash this a couple more times to get that part out because your hair is so heavy that the part was just like permanently in there.
Oh.
So,
Did she have to call Grandma Chainsaw to get it started?
maybe. Maybe. But I tell you what, man, after walking around in the heat, like so Jenna and Sean went and picked up our badges early. Sean didn't go with us, but he went down there because I was working when they picked up the badges. So we had early badge pickup, but we got there so early the doors weren't open yet. So we still had to wait in line. I told her, I said, I'm so glad I got my hair cut because for me, it was hot and it takes a lot for me to get hot. And I was like, man, that hair would have killed me. Would have cooked my brain standing out there. We had to stand out there for almost an hour, but it's very streamlined now. I'm so used to got to open every individual, thing on my bag, every zipper, every compartment's got to be open so they can go through it. So I did that, and the lady looks at me. She goes, "Just walk through. They have these detectors now." So I was like, "Oh my goodness! I could just walk through now. I don't have to unzip all this stuff. That's so awesome." Because you have to do that every time you come back in. You had to get your bag checked. So I was like, now you come in, you go right through the machine doesn't go off. They scan your badge now to get back in. So it's a lot of fun so far.
So you had to stay in line even though you already had a prepaid ticket?
Yeah, because the doors weren't open yet.
Gotcha.
So once they opened the doors, people who had badges, they came and got us, and we got to walk on through. So
Very cool.
it's a lot different this year, though, because Houston now owns it. It used to be its own kind of thing, but now Houston bought it. And a lot of our friends that were used to have, being there, they're not there this year because they went to Dallas instead, or they're going to Bedrock instead. So some of our friends from and I'm totally blanking on the name of the company now, but they were there. We saw them today. I picked up a 3-pack of comics for them for $5. I'll be showing that stuff off probably next week. And then somebody that she was following on TikTok, we got to meet him today and grab a couple of his comics. We grabbed our niece one, and Jenna got one. Then she got a trade. So we grabbed quite a few comics. So
Cool.
yeah, and then a lot of people, even though Texas, they went to Heroes Con. So this con is usually earlier in the year. It's usually around Memorial Day, I think, because I'm used to doing. There's Comic Palooza, and then after Comic Palooza is Dallas Fan Expo. Well, this time it's Dallas Fan Expo was first, and then Comic Palooza is this weekend. So it's been a lot of fun, though. A lot of walking, though, man. Like I thought, I have dropped some weight. I've noticed since the last time we went, and I thought, hey, that's going to be helpful. Walk? No, nah, it's not. It's
Doesn't
not. It's
matter.
like 10,000, 15,000 steps, something like that today, and 10,000 something yesterday.
Dude, you lost 10 pounds at the barber.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, K-pop, thanks for popping in.
Yeah. If y'all haven't yet, because I got to push it. Her and Jenna had a show this past Thursday on the Experience. Man, y'all are great, and I'm not just saying this because my wife was there. Because my wife will tell you the same thing. I don't just say things. Y'all were probably some of the best substitutes we've had for that show. So K-pop and Jenna, it was the sketch up that they did. Man, y'all did a fantastic job. And that was on Thursday, so you can go over there and check that one out. They had some great guests. What was I thinking, man? Like we just got home, just had chicken. I had a chicken parmesan sub sandwich, so good. But yeah, we got the last day of the cons tomorrow.
Any panels you're excited about?
Well, we didn't really sit in any panels. Like it's very strange. Like so they have Texas All Star Wrestling is there, and it used to be upstairs on the second floor in one of the auditoriums, and now this year it and the medieval fighting are like right next to each other. And if y'all have never watched medieval fighting, they're blunt blades and small maces, but these folks go at it. Like last year, somebody got a leg broken. Like it was insane. But we had the wrestling down there, so we watched that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was nuts. Like the dude got knocked out of the arena part of it, broke his leg, had to be carted out of there, and then they decided the match with like rock paper scissors. So,
You have a battle to the death decided by rock paper scissors. I love it.
yeah,
That's awesome.
there's some cool panels there. It's just we hadn't really stopped and looked at any. We did walk. I did get to lay my eyes upon Alan Tudyk, which was awesome.
How many?
That dude means a lot. Alan Tudyk.
Whoa, I love Alan Tudyk.
He's in Firefly.
I know who he is. I
Oh.
said how many.
Aha.
What in the a
Little
faceless
spaceman.
doll?
That's a spaceman.
Oh, it's John Cena. You can't see him. I get it.
Oh, you can see him now. It's a little Comic Palooza mascot. We got Unearthly Comics is the name of the our other friends, they remembered us, so that's always nice. And
It was funny because they did a double take. Because last time they saw, every time they see me, I'm in full cosplay. But instead, I look like a person today.
Since when?
she's cosplaying as one.
Oh, she's cosplaying as one.
I'm cosplaying as a homicidal maniac. Nobody just got it though.
That's not cosplaying for you then.
I'm not
I really
homicidal.
enjoyed Jenna and K-pop show the other night too, because I could
Yeah,
see
go back.
Jenna's face every time she wanted to reach through the screen and strangle me when I would say something that she wanted to strangle me for. But she had to behave because she was a host, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Well, that was for Fable, but yeah.
No.
Hey, Fable,
Oh,
what's
thanks,
up,
Fable.
brother?
Life is good.
And a happy birthday again to you, Fable.
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Fable.
Oh, happy birthday.
A very happy birthday.
Shall we sing?
Happy
Ready?
I'm out.
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Open eye right here.
Happy birthday, dear Fable. Happy birthday to
Wow.
you. How old are you?
And I'm calling shenanigans on the being 45 years old.
Lies and slander.
Yeah.
Lies, lies, lies.
Hey,
All right, I'm going back.
in 2 days I turned 45 for like the 7th time. So hey.
Lies and slander.
That's all
All of you.
That is lies. Ed's barely a teenager older than me.
All y'all is lies.
Immaturity, sure.
True. True.
I am proud of it.
So I got to see at least some of the stuff y'all were talking about because she was driving home and I didn't want to have it turned up too loud in the car. She was listening to directions and stuff. But what was it? The 50th anniversary of Jaws the other day.
Yeah.
And the 47th of Ferris Bueller, which bothers me more than Jaws.
Let's see what other kind of little bits we can do.
You know, Ferris wasn't real though, right? Just a figment of Cameron's imagination.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's so iconic, man. That is just.
Dun, 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 dun. I hear that,
That is a
music
movie.
every time Jenna's walking towards the mic.
Yeah, that is a movie that no matter what generation watches it, it's just one of those movies. It's like it holds up. It still holds up. It's still terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you get to the other ones, it gets a little out there. And again, we talked about it a couple weeks back. I wish Jaws 2 could have included some of the stuff from the book because the stuff from the book was awesome. So if you haven't read any of the Jaws books, folks, I highly suggest reading the Jaws books.
Check that out.
They're fantastic.
I can still remember as a kid, Jaws 3 in 3D. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Oh, this is going to be awesome. I go in there, all my buddies were all like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
It was the worst 3D ever. Even worse than the old 50s 3D. It was, the story was just,
Yeah, I know. I did the same thing, Lorena. I thought they had taken themselves off the screen just to show the picture. And I was like, oh, no, they're there. They're right there on the side.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I switched it up a little bit earlier, but it still didn't really help. The background that I chose was a bad choice.
While you're watching WeirDopes, you're also playing Where's Waldo? Can you find the hosts?
Where are we?
I do like this background, though. The fact that it mixes old with new with things that I can't believe are even on here. Like the dude it looks like the dude from Kung Fury down there in the corner. The YouTube movie from Laser Unicorn.
Let's see here. Turn the chat off of here for a second. Which one there?
It would be, let me use that area where the red bandana.
Oh, the red bandana.
Almost in the corner. Got a little Nova on his chest.
Yeah.
I think I see it.
He's got Nova's head in his throat.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Oh, this dude's dirty, and I love it.
Yeah. By the look of it, so does Kung Fu Panda. He looks like he's sneaking up from behind.
We just got done finishing up Big Mouth season 8. I've been watching that show since it came out, so I've had
Oh.
Maury, the Hormone Monster's voice, stuck in my head forever.
Wow.
Isn't that Nick Kroll doing the voice?
Yeah, and I thought when the first season came out, I was like, man, Will Arnett's in everything. No, it was Nick Kroll doing a Will Arnett like voice. So I was like, oh, okay. And Maury even mentions that. He's like, everybody thought I was Will Arnett for a minute. It's very meta, very fourth wall breaking.
What's up, Walt?
Yeah, that's an awesome background, man. Like,
Yeah, I can't really claim that I had anything to do with making it. I just picked it. It was an in a pinch thing. It's like, oh man, we still need to do that.
Yeah, there was a lot of last minute things that we were like, how do you do that? How do you do that? We're like,
Oh,
let's
man.
just go live and see what happens, and we'll figure it out.
dude, learn as
it.
you go, man. That's what I did that earlier with that live I did at the con for like 2 minutes. I'd never used my phone to do something like that before.
Am I live?
Yeah,
Pull up
exactly.
your phone, see if I'm live.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see it, couldn't really see anything because it's so bright outside. But yeah, man, do it as you go. It's fun.
Yep.
Let's see. So, and then you talked about I know what you did 30 years ago that summer.
Shut up. Yes, we did.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Outside of, I think the first 2, was there more than 2? Is
I
this the
feel
third
like
one?
there was a third one, but I can't remember because I know it was. I know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer, but I can't remember if there
Oh
was.
no, you did it again last summer. No, I'm just joking.
Look, I remember the first one, and then I remember the one with, for whatever reason, they had Jack Black playing a white Jamaican guy.
In the second one,
I think so. I don't remember. I don't remember the order.
they are on an island, like a vacation island kind of
Yeah.
thing. But I don't remember that part. I have to go back and watch all that before obviously going to the theater and stuff. But
Hey, some basic geography and looking at a map would have told them that something was up. But no, those movies are fun. I know a lot of people rag on them, but those movies are fun. Like anything to me that got made fun of in the very first Scary Movie was probably worth a watch.
right, noteworthy.
Yeah, and that's coming back too with the Wayans brothers.
Is it? I believe
Yeah.
it. They haven't
I'm
been
just-
doing much of other stuff, so
Yeah, I think they got Marlon was played the part. I don't know if y'all know that scene from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the one about him and his dad. It's like it's a very famous scene. Well,
Right.
apparently when they redid, they released like a dramatic version of that show for Peacock or something.
yeah, she's actually watching it upstairs as we speak.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans plays Will's dad. In that.
Okay.
Like that's the last thing I've seen him in.
Yeah, he did have a couple of shows going on,
Into the weird news breaking note. I know what you did last summer, 1997. I still know what you did last summer, 1998. I'll always know what you did last summer,
That's what it was.
2006. And now this one.
That's what it was.
So there's your breaking news.
Now with an update.
That's just in.
And now Vane for a traffic report. Take it away.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. Oh, let's see here. We have this movie and this sequel from a movie from like 40 years ago. The search for more money. I'm actually excited for that. To be honest with you, I'm excited for that because Mel Brooks is 90-something years old. I don't think he's probably thinking to himself, now, I'm not saying this, but I think Mel's probably saying, I don't have very much time left.
Right.
I'm going to make what I want to make. Like, critics and naysayers be damned. I'm going to make what I want to make. So I am really looking forward to Spaceballs, not only because it's Spaceballs. You know, I loved that movie as a kid. I loved Blazing Saddles, all those
Yep.
movies that he did. But they also got Rick Moranis to come back, and he
Right.
hasn't been in anything but like a voice role, I think, in years. After his wife died, he stepped away from Hollywood to raise his children. I think he had a voice role in something a couple of years ago, but outside of
Yeah.
that, I don't think he's been in anything.
I want to say he came on for an SNL guest appearance, but that like to where that might be the only thing that he's done on camera since
Yeah,
being back.
I think he was on their 50th anniversary when
Okay.
That would
Eddie
make
Murray
sense.
came back, or Eddie Murphy came back.
Okay.
But yeah, I never thought I would say this in a million years, but I'm looking forward to some 98-year-old yogurt.
Yes. Yes.
Never thought I'd say that, but yeah.
96-year-old yogurt.
Kudos to him, man. 98 years old, still loving life and making movies. I mean,
And he looks good for his age too. You know, looks like he's, or I mean, he looks like he had plenty of life left in him. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's something about it, man. Like, folks like him and rest her soul, Betty White was still hilarious until the day she died. Betty White was always funny to me. Always funny. I think the funniest thing that I saw her though is, have you ever seen Lake Placid?
yes.
She
Mhm.
has a line in that, and when she
Yes.
says that line, I laughed for like the rest of the movie. I was like, she's the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time. She is hilarious, and I feel the same way about Mel Brooks. I just, even to this day, that dude is still funny to me.
Well,
So I'm really excited for that one. And then I saw y'all talking about Reacher.
Yep.
And so since it's easier to say, I know I put it in the chat earlier. So we had actually started watching it when it first came out. And I just fell off. Not because the show was boring or anything, but especially when it's something week to week, it's harder for me to stay on top of it. So we let it go for a while, and then, you know, found out Ed was watching it. Ed was like, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. You need to get back on it. You need to get back on it. So I did, and I watched it up to a point, and then I remember, Ed, they took some kind of break, and you were like, we got to wait a week or two or whatever for the last episode or something like that. And I was like, by the time I got done watching season 1 and 2, I only had to wait 2 or 3 days
yeah, you sucked.
for that last episode.
I remember that now.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to wrap my head around which one of the Betty White lines that you're talking about. Are you talking about
Yeah.
if I had a?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought that's what you were talking about, but I didn't know if that was the one you meant or not, because she had
Yeah.
a couple of that
one was
zingers.
That one was my favorite. That one was my favorite. Yeah, Clint Eastwood's still making gold, and he's 96, I think.
What's he got coming out lately?
Oh,
Who did you say? Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't remember the newest thing, but I know he's got something coming out.
He's been producing a lot of stuff.
And
A lot
directing.
of stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Gran Torino. That was a good movie.
It was. I didn't really like the ending, but it was a good movie.
Sure.
Unforgiven is excellent. I love that
Oh,
western.
dude.
Ugh.
Outside of Tombstone, because Tombstone's my number one when it comes to westerns, Unforgiven is right there. That movie is fantastic.
Now, are you talking all time, or are you just
No,
talking like
No,
right
because
now?
all-time favorite is one that not a lot of people have heard of.
I'm listening. Impress me.
The Trinity series.
Trinity series.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me.
It's an Italian spaghetti western starring Terrence. I can't remember the actor's name, but it was like, they call me Trinity. My name is Trinity. Trinity is still my name. It's from the I want to
Wow,
say it's from the 70s.
That sounds like Star Wars totally ripped them off in Rogue One. I am with the forces with me, and I am one with the force, or something like that. The blind guy. I am one with the force is with me.
Yeah,
Am I doing it wrong? Is that right?
No,
Oh,
yeah, it's
wow.
close enough. Yeah.
I think that's
I am
pretty
one with the
close.
forces with me.
It was the blind dude, right?
Yeah, Danny Yen, Ip Man from the Ip Man movies. I think it's Donnie Yen.
Oh, is he? Is he who plays him in
Yeah.
the?
Mhm.
That's how you pronounce it, though. Is the Ip Man, not the IP Man?
I thought it was Ip Man. It could be IP Man.
I have no idea either. I've never had to say it out loud, truthfully.
And Lorraine, I hope they do have merch for it. I hope that's a big part of the new Spaceballs movie. Is just so much merch we won't be able to handle it. Hey,
Well,
get
did
the
they
thing
actually
we wanted
sell
released
merch?
40 years ago.
Did they?
I think so. I think there was Spaceballs the shirt.
That one would make sense, but
They had action figures.
right, because they talked about all kinds of merchandise, and that was that was the whole
Dannon
joke.
Dannon is missing out on a gold mine if they don't release some 98-year-old yogurt. They really are. Make it green, put lumps in it, call it
Oh,
98-year-old yogurt.
no.
Oh yeah, I'd be all over that.
Oh, goodness.
I'd be like, oh, the Schwartz is good with this one. Yeah.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
Yeah, that's what you always say.
Stop looking up my can. Now that Fable's in the room, guess what? So Fable got me last week when he said Mog, because my brain immediately went to work when I heard Mog.
Oh yeah,
There was a Barf cosplay today. I had not seen one in the last 3-4 years that we've gone. I've not seen any kind of Spaceballs whatsoever. There was a Barf cosplayer there. The dude looked spot on, just like Barf. Like,
That's awesome.
I said, Jenna, there's a Mog over there. She goes, Mog's here? I said, no, a Mog.
a
She goes,
Mog.
oh. Yeah, there's some good cosplays at this con. And I'm weird. Like, that's why I took my video outside, because I'm very weird about being in the con and having my phone out, because I never want somebody to feel like, oh, this dude's got his phone out, he's going to film me or something. So there's so many times. And Jenna's like, if you ask. I was like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm just weird about asking people, hey, can I take a picture of you? It's just, I don't know. Me personally, I feel weird. I know they like it. But
well, as long as you're not like, can I take a picture of you? You'll probably be okay.
That's true. I like I said, we walked in. I saw Alan Tudyk, and my inner voice like squealed, and I thought some of it might have escaped out my mouth for a second. I was like, "Did I do that out loud?" Jenna's like, "No." I was like, "Okay."
I can't remember the name of the woman, but I had a huge crush on her from Star Trek. She played Worf's wife, and she also played in other things. And she was at a con, and I was doing the shy. Can I take your picture? She's like, sure, hun. She grabbed me, put me in this huge hug, turned me sideways, and kicked her leg up in the air while my buddy took the picture. And I'm like, and in the picture, I'm like, trying to smile. I'm like, great story.
Susie Plaxton.
What?
Susie Plaxton.
That might be her. I don't remember her name. I'm terrible with names. She played Worf's wife, and she also played in Enterprise as a Andorian. But I don't remember her name. And when I have the picture and I read the signature, and I still don't remember her name. I'm not a name person. Y'all know that. I've warned you a million times. I'm horrible with names.
I know. I think I only remember her because she was what's the freaking character's name? Marshall Erickson's mom from How I Met Your Mother. I think
Really?
that's how
You had to go and make her somebody's mom?
Yeah.
Really?
I believe they call that MILF, Ed.
Thanks. Thanks.
Isn't it the same one that they recast in A Christmas Story as the mom?
Yes, Susie Plaxton. That's her. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's her. Anyway, what? I'm sorry. I lost track of the conversation.
I said, is that the one that they recast for Christmas Story? The latest one that they did on Prime?
I didn't see the remake or whatever.
I haven't watched it yet, but I still plan on it because when they did Christmas Story 2, I tried to watch that and I was like,
It
Can't
was
do it.
terrible.
But the fact that they went back and they got most of the living original cast to come back and do it, I was like, okay, it's been on my list forever. It took me a minute after watching the first Iron Man movie to realize that Peter Billingsley was playing the scientist in
Yeah, I
that
never
with
would've
the
thought it.
half-shaved head.
Hmm.
I was like, that guy. I sat there and I was like, that guy looks so familiar. It's like itching my brain, and I had to look up the cast afterwards, and I was like, oh wow, Peter Billingsley.
Right. He's got those electric blue eyes, though.
He was also in Elf.
Was he?
He was the head elf up in the North Pole. Yep.
Oh, the one with the goatee.
I don't remember if
wasn't
he
his
had
dad.
a goatee. It was the leader of the elf people that was always trying to telling Buddy that he wasn't a cotton picking ninny mungans or whatever they called himself. Something
So
like that, wasn't it? Cotton
I have a
picking.
confession: I've never watched Elf.
Dude,
I've never watched it.
it is so
There's-
fun to watch.
Is it cotton-headed
Cotton-headed ninny
nugget?
mungan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
that's it.
like that.
Cotton-headed ninny mungans.
Something like that.
But yeah, that was him.
Huh. Go figure.
Nice. Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the things I saw y'all talking about at the beginning of the show. It was
Jurassic Park was
Reaper,
another one.
Jurassic Park. That's another one that I watched the third one. Then I think I watched both the Chris Pratt ones.
Apparently, there's 3. But
There's
I don't
3?
know. Maybe he wasn't in the third one. But I thought he was whenever we were looking up actors in all of them. I think he was in all 3 of those. But either way, yeah, it's just as bad as trying to remember which island is which.
Yeah, they're all kind of jumbled after a while. Like that's one of those franchises that, to me, no matter how good they make the newer ones, nothing can ever top that very first one.
Mm-mm.
There's just something about the realism of it.
That's fair.
Like it's so good. Like I saw that movie when it was in theater. I was spending the summer in North Carolina, and up there you pretty much have there's beautiful country, beautiful places up there, but it's basically go to the movies in Rocky Mount. Like there's nothing to do in the part that I was in. So we went to the movies a lot that summer, and that was one of the movies I saw in theater. And I've never really been a big theater person, but that one was one of those. I'm glad when I was a kid I saw that in theater, because that was just the way it was, man. Like that movie was so good in theater. Like if they ever do one of those things where, cinemas will re-release older movies, and it's like $5 or something like that, I would suggest highly to anyone, if you've never seen that movie in theater, that would be one to see. Right next to Jaws, because I know that they did Jaws a few years back.
And Halloween.
Insane.
And Halloween.
Luckily, the theater at the north end of town, that people don't like to go to that part of town, they had a dollar movie, but way back when, before my eyes went patooey, they used to do classic Halloween stuff every Thursday, and it was $1. So all you had to pay was $1 to get in, and people would cosplay and crap. And I got to see the Frankenstein and the Bride back to back, and of course I wore my lab coat because I worked in the lab at the time, and I had one of those glass things that I don't know what they're called, the mirror things that the surgeons wear, and all that stuff. And then they did a Halloween 2, Halloween 3 marathon one year, and it was just I love that. And then the theater closed. But I just love it when theaters do stuff like that, especially if they're, it's not a money grab, it's $1. So they're doing it for the fans as a thank you.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. I never thought I'd get to see Frankenstein and the Bride on the big screen.
Right.
And I got to see it with buddies, and it was cool. So.
Yeah, 100%. And then I saw something about Superman. So I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't get into it too
that
much
needed-
just because we talked about it so much on your channel and everything too. So
We talked a little bit about the video that dropped yesterday, the final teaser trailer, and how it just made us more excited to go see it. And nothing we
Yeah.
haven't said with you before.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it
It's
trust me,
not like
folks,
Jay's gone. Let's talk about that piece of crap movie the way it should be talked.
We can
If you-
really say what we think.
if you're tired of Superman now, folks, let's be ready
Hashtag Snyderverse.
because we're going to be talking about that right up until it comes out. Jenna and I got our early screening tickets for Tuesday, and then Sean got us tickets to watch it Saturday before the live Saturday. So yeah, I'm going to see that movie twice before we talk about it.
Yeah,
So
I'm happy to see it.
here's hoping.
Are you talking about it the very first week?
Oh yeah, like it's not going to be spoilers. It's
Oh,
not going to be
okay.
spoilers or anything like that. We're not going to do that to people. We'll probably do a spoiler filled one the following week or something. Just give people a chance to see it, because there's going to be enough people on social media that people are already trying to spoil the 30-minute preview that people got to see. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. And I was like, I other people are going to do that. I'm going to let other people do that. I'd rather than not. I wish people would just be like, let's at least wait till after the weekend.
Right.
That's another thing. YouTube has been cracking down on using copyright written stuff for shorts and things like that. Here's what I want them to start really cracking down. Something that actually matters. Stop letting people put spoilers as their freaking thumbnail. Like,
Right.
they will go in there and put clips of stuff and post spoilers, and videos are on autoplay. So even if you're not actually actively watching them, the video starts playing if you're scrolled over it, and it's so easy to spoil things. And I don't know why people do that, because you're going to get clicks from it. You are, but
You're
don't
also going to get a lot
spoil
of
things.
people mad at you.
Yeah, don't spoil things for folks, man. Like that's one of the it's been proven fake, by the way. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this next Saturday, but apparently somebody made a fake Snyder fan subreddit post that was talking about how they're going to spoil the movie to make sure nobody goes to see it. It ended up being a fake. It was a fake account, had like 8 followers. And then soon after they posted it and the internet caught wind of it and everything is Snyder people's faults, it got deleted. And they basically was like, this was from a fake account. So people will go to that extent to stir people up. I'm gonna make a fake account and make I want this thing to be the thing that brings all of us together, but I know it's not going to. I know we're still gonna have people even after this movie. It doesn't matter if this movie makes $1 billion. Doesn't matter if it tanks. You're still going to have people on both sides of the fence with this thing. I'm ready to be excited for it. I'm ready to see it. And hopefully for me and other folks, it's going to be that thing that really makes me want to go to theaters, because it has to be something like Superman to get me to go see it in theater. Anything else, I'm like, I can wait till it streams.
Yep. Same thing happened earlier, actually. She's like, you want to go see a movie? I was like, well, let's see what's in theaters. It's like, nothing's really grabbing me saying like, oh, yes, we have to. But because it's not cheap to go anymore. Not unless it's that special day of the week where they're selling them for $5 or something.
And then you're elbow to elbow with screaming people and people that won't shut up and their phones and yada, yada,
Right.
yada, yada. I have zero interest in going to a movie theater anymore. Now that they got the flat screen high def right here and everything streams, I'm good. Now, if I can go on a Wednesday afternoon at 1:00 and go to a movie, oh yeah, then I go do it. Because that's how I caught the Godzilla ones, the last ones. I'd go when no one else was there.
I posed a question this past Wednesday on the Q&A. I said, I asked Kyle. I was like, a long time ago, I think it was Time Warner or one of the cable stations, they had a same day as movie theater pay-per-view option. And I said, if a streaming service ever picks that up on that, do you think that would hurt movie theaters? Now, his answer was no, and he had a lot of good points to make about that, because there are people that even though I don't get it, I know there are people out there that love that movie going experience. To hear people laughing at things and cheering and stuff like that. I said, but for me personally, if there was ever an option to be able to rent it and watch it at home, I probably would stay at home because my wife makes popcorn just as well as the movie theater does.
Hmm.
So it's a lot cheaper too.
The secret is make some maple bacon first and then use the maple bacon grease and a whole stick of butter.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, John.
Love you. Really good. Yeah, that's like a John Cole special with the popcorn.
Pretty much.
I have
Tell
this
me, start
recipe
your
I want to try
gargling
next
after
time. I have this recipe I want to try next time. Tell me what you guys think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a pound of maple bacon. Okay, I'm gonna use that grease and some butter to make the popcorn. And then I'm gonna chop up the bacon, put it in the popcorn with some brown sugar instead of salt.
Mm.
Do you think that would work with popcorn?
I think it's all personal preference.
You lost me at you lost me at bacon because I'm one of those rare people that despise bacon with a passion.
Well, bacon grease, sir. It's the bacon grease.
If you don't like bacon, I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna like the bacon grease.
Right.
Yeah.
I think bacon's one of those love it or hate it things. There's no in between.
When my wife is cooking bacon, I go downstairs or I go in the other room. Nope.
It's like her with pickles. You know, she actually tells the servers at the restaurant, says,
"You're not wrong."
So she'll send it back. You don't like pickles either?
Popcorn buckets. I love popcorn buckets. I can't lie.
Oh, yeah.
I've collected we have 5 different ones.
Okay, go take your shower before you.
First of all, you got to be lucky enough to find one. Second of all, you got to be lucky enough to afford one. And third of all, you got to be smart enough not to leave it in the theater.
That's true too.
Well, my favorite one that we have is when I went to Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim, and I got the shield that was the cover of the popcorn. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope bucket, honestly. Like she brought that home, I was like, okay.
Best birthday present to myself ever.
Now, as cool as it is, that $80 Galactus one that lights up and everything, man, that's a little too far for me. But then again, that Regal one that's like Superman punching the outside of a popcorn box.
Mm-hmm. With the heat vision.
Yeah,
that one does look cool. I wonder how big that
Look at Jay. Look at Jay.
So bad.
I
want it so bad, but then again, I'm like, man, it's just spending that kind of money when you're already spending $30 in tickets.
Do they have the prices on that out?
I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any prices on those either.
Did you leave the Galactus on this background? Or did you
that was just this doesn't have any of that.
You
but
had put the Galactus bucket on here.
I did. It's in front of all the little movie posters.
It is, and I think that's the one we're probably going to end up getting. It looks like a little Funko crypto that's holding a bucket. But I mean, this is what we talked about on Wednesday with me and Kyle. Some of that stuff looks dope, but I'm like, man, just the prices, like the rising cost of going to the movies to begin with, and then spending $50 to $80 on stuff like that, man. It's just, I don't know.
And if you have kids, $50 for the toys if they come out. I'm so glad that I don't have kids anymore. I couldn't afford it. The only popcorn thing I have is Darth Vader's head. And I did not buy it. Someone left it in the seat next to me when I was leaving. And I took it. And if I saw them in the thing, I was going to give it to them. But I couldn't find them. So I washed it out and took it home. But somebody was mad.
Right. Oh, man, I forgot I got that big bucket. Set it in the empty seat next to me.
It's gone. It's gone.
You're like, ooh.
Well, the people that sweep the floors in there probably have 30 of them.
I'm sure.
Doing that kind of stuff. They probably got them on eBay. Only used once.
There's got to be some kind of perks to working in movie theaters outside of being able to see movies. There's got to be something.
Or all the free popcorn.
There's lots of perks. There's lots of perks, especially when you're younger, because the younger people that don't have the money want to see the movie, and they give you the perks.
I'll get
Not
you.
that I ever worked at a movie theater. Never. But yeah. Think about it.
I
Just
I
think-
am thinking about it. Wow, I've never wanted to see a movie that bad. Wow.
Hey, now I don't know where your mind's going, but this is a
What?
pure thing, so I don't know.
Oh, well, see, it was Ed saying it, so my mind immediately went
Well, you
there.
also have to keep in mind that Ed's the one saying it's pure. So
Yeah,
take
that's
that with a
true.
grain of salt too.
That's true. I don't know, man. It's especially with now. Apparently, you can order this stuff online without even having to go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
That's where I found it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, I have a screen. Like I had a projector, but my projector broke. But I have a projector screen. So I was like, man, if they ever do something where you can stream a movie same day, put it on my projector screen, I really don't see the need to go out. You don't have to drive anywhere. You're at home. You can pause the movie if you need to. So one thing I hate, man, is sitting in a movie, like got the old man bladder. I pee 10 minutes before the movie comes on, and then 15 minutes into the movie, I got to pee again. I'm like, nope, I'm going to hold it. And I hold it for the rest of the movie. And, movies nowadays being 2.5, 3 hours.
Cups are huge too,
It's telling you they put something in drinks, man. They put something in those drinks because you can take 2 sips and you're like, oh, I got to pee again.
Right. It also doesn't help that you almost have it gone before the movie even starts.
Yeah, that's true too.
How do you know when it's old people talking about going to the movies and teenagers talking about going to the movies? Teenagers, I miss that part because we were making out. Us, we had to pee.
It's getting you ready for the real world, folks.
Yeah.
Like if you're not there yet, you will be.
Right?
There comes a time when you can no longer put Mother Nature on hold. She
Never
visits
pass
whether
up a
you want her
bathroom.
to or not.
I bet that's awesome, though. Optimus Prime truck.
Cool.
That would be cool.
And thanks for reminding me that we
Transformers, too.
fell off. We fell off watching our Transformers franchise. We're still trying to watch the third one.
Is that still with Megan Fox?
No, that's the first one without her.
Okay.
That's the one where she had after she had the falling out with Michael Bay. So we got the new girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Definitely not Megan 2.0.
No.
Let me ask you something. Since Ed said that, let me ask y'all something. Have y'all ever watched a movie to where the sequel is such a tonal shift from the original? Like, because I never watched Megan, but from what I heard, Megan was like a horror comedy.
Mhm.
This new one looks like an action comedy. Looks like it totally did away with that horror element. Looks like a straight up action flick.
Really?
I
Yeah,
don't know,
I did see
haven't
the
seen
first one. It was pretty good.
It is.
Creepy, for sure.
Yeah,
Reminds
this
me of
one-
that other movie, that Cassandra. I think it's that. I think it was a German movie on Netflix that you watch it dubbed to where it like a smart house kind of thing.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, that was a real good one. Good suspense thriller, anyways. Wouldn't really call it a horror movie, but
Screw Michael Bay, according to Fable. I'm just reading the comments here from Fable. He's cracking me up over there.
I prefer when you get stopped. Yeah, but we can't. I even told her. So we didn't watch the original 1986 cartoon because I thought we were sticking to like live action ones. But then I was like, well, I still haven't seen Transformers 1, so Transformers 1 is on that list. So we might end up going back and watching the 1986 one that scarred me for most of my childhood. But Rise of the Beasts, I already know the I think it was Rise of the Beasts with the big spoiler at the end of that movie. That's the one with Anthony Ramos from Hamilton is in it, I think. There's a huge spoiler if you haven't seen it. Huge spoiler for what they're doing in the future, I think.
I have seen it, but I can't think of what you're talking about.
If that's the one with Anthony Ramos in it, near the end, something happens with him.
Put Yo Joe or something in the mic.
Or was that what it was? It was tying in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I figured. I haven't seen it. I was just guessing.
It's been a few years too. 86 movie Bumblebee and Transformers 1 is all you need.
I will tell you this, man. Bumblebee, for whatever reason,
Sucks.
gets some hate. No, Bumblebee
Yes.
is great.
Sucks.
The
Haley
new one?
Steinfeld.
Worst character ever. No, I'm talking about the damn character. He sucks.
Oh, that's right. Camaro hate.
He was great as a bug. Mm.
Well, I think he was actually a bug in Bumblebee.
Yeah, he
I
was.
think he was because he
He
doesn't
was.
turn into the Corvette till the end.
Yep.
Turn into
Okay.
the what?
Not Corvette, Camaro.
Yeah, the older Camaro.
Yeah.
Blasphemer.
Supposed to be a prequel. You know.
That one is really good, though. I don't know why people didn't like that one.
I enjoyed
It's
it.
like, man, yeah. Haley Steinfeld is awesome. I love her and everything. Need to watch Sinners. Just to hear her dirty talk.
Bumblebee was a fun movie. I just, I'm playing, kind of.
Oh, I know. But I get it too. I get it too because when the trailer from the first Transformers first came out, it was very like Shia LaBeouf sits in the Camaro, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't have any idea what was going on, but then he does that, wipes the steering column off, and I see that badge there, and I was like, did they make Bumblebee a Camaro? Like, that was my first question when I saw that trailer. I was like, they made Bumblebee a Camaro? That's kind of weird.
And he was fine as the old Camaro. I had no problem with that whatsoever.
It was the newer one. Well,
Mhm.
to me, it's kind of like when they went from the old school Mustang to that like Fox body style, and then they went back kind of to the older Mustang. I like those better than I like that Fox body style or A body, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a car
CJ,
guy either.
when I bought my Camaro, it was supposed to be the last one ever made, which is the only reason why I spent that kind of money. That, and I was single and young, and I wanted that car because it just made me turge when I would see the car.
Here's the 35th
And
anniversary.
then I can still remember when I saw the first trailer for it, when they showed a Camaro up close that I had never seen before, yelling "Mother Puss Bucket" in the theater and throwing my popcorn bottle or bucket. But I didn't yell "Puss Bucket," and people are like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I was just livid. So I immediately went out and read about it, and I'm like, "You sons of dirty bags of sniffing
Of
knockers."
course you are.
Yeah. Of course, it wasn't the Trans Am because I didn't buy Trans Ams. Trans Ams still don't exist. No, they had to bring the Camaro back.
Yeah, because weren't they even talking about doing a newer concept for the Trans Am too? The
Well,
Firebird.
they were pretty much the same body style with just tweaks.
Right.
But yeah, they were talking about doing a kit movie or something, and they were thinking about bringing a new TA in for it or something.
Or was it Smokey and the Bandit? Maybe.
I thought it was Kit, but maybe it was Smokey.
Could be. Same.
Oh,
You could have done either one, honestly, if you did a new.
You're looking at a
That's
few
how you
people
launch
that
it.
have never seen Smokey and the Bandit, and when I tell guys that, they all go, "Oh, I've never seen."
Oh, you haven't, huh?
Nope.
well, I mean, I got that reaction from you when I said I'd never seen Elf.
Yeah, well, that's
What is it?
Elf, the Christmas
Oh,
movie.
Elf.
You're
an elf.
Fable? 100% agree because that's kind of why I fell off of like Godzilla movies sometimes.
Yes.
True.
And comics. The worst thing about a Godzilla comic is the freaking people they put in them. It's 90% love story garbage with 2 pages of kaiju.
Right.
Which
and I
is
guess I
why
have
the
noticed that.
Godzilla and Spider-Man was a refreshing read, even though the story was kind of dumb, but it was fun.
Yeah, because there was barely any humans Yeah, well, I wouldn't say barely, but they were minimal part of the story in the cartoons, Transformers. Like
Yeah.
there was a couple where they actually integrated it to where like they were uploaded into a bot that they made out of parts and stuff around, but otherwise I think the dad was supposed to be a mechanic in the cartoon, and help them, fix them up here and there, but it was
Yeah.
kind of just a background character for sure.
I think they were construction workers. It was Spike, his dad,
Yep.
and I think Spike's friend Miles, who they only had that dude in the first movie. Miles.
Oh,
Huh.
yeah, it's been a while since I last. Oh yeah, okay, that was his friend in the car that he kicks out,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Miles, get out of the car.
Right.
I cannot
Right.
remember humans in the cartoon.
Yep. Spike.
Yeah, that's how small of a part they played.
Yeah. And in the movie, Spike is the one. That's the same character because I think his name is Spike Witwicky. Like you have Sam Witwicky in the movies. I think in the cartoon he was known as Spike.
Right.
And yeah, very minimal role. Like Bumblebee was his car, but it was the bug. And I think there might have been a girlfriend. Like I used to have all the Gen 1 cartoons around here somewhere. Back when you could, get TV shows in nefarious ways.
You can do that?
Used to.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It used to not just be movies. Like you used to be able to get TV shows and, workout programs, stuff like that.
Tell me more. I've never heard of this. Well, it's interesting.
Well, you have to, be a bit of a pirate, if you will.
That is dope.
Digging out my flow trip hats.
Nice.
She's like, "Where did you get that?" I'm like, "I've had this for 15 years."
How does the pirate get dates for his lesbian sister? Let you think about that for a minute. Scissor me sister. And Jay's gone. I broke Jay. He's gone.
Not my channel. I don't care.
It's all good, man. Whatever.
It's very weird being back here, though. By the way.
Oh, I
Very
bet.
weird being back here.
No controls.
Now you
No
can see.
control.
Now you see what we see when you're like, see this, and we go, no.
Yep. I mean, I got the basic, 5 buttons down here at the bottom. Have a frozen picture of me up here in the side.
Unfortunately, that's what I have too, because somehow when we set it up as me as a guest, and we couldn't figure that out. We're like, just roll with it. I don't care if I don't have the buttons, as long as you know what to push.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, really, I think that just kind of comes down to the plan and whether or not we're going to get charged for upgrading. You know what I mean? Having two hosts in there at the same time, but I don't know.
Like, in order for me to have, like, if I wanted Sean to do it, Sean would just have to sign into my account.
Right, and that's all we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, man, I want to ask y'all, first live and everything, y'all got anything planned? I know y'all dropped a trailer short, or at least I got a notification for it today.
Yeah, I dropped the trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer because the Sandman trailer did so well yesterday. So I'm like, it's close enough. It's July. I'm going to throw it out there and just see what happens. And it took off pretty good. I haven't looked at it to see where it was at, but it did pretty well. I got a couple more horror trailers that I've made that I'm kind of waiting on because I'm kind of hoping to do a series to link them all together.
Cool.
And you know me, my mind is always in October. So when I started my channel that I didn't want anybody to know about, that you told 55,000 people all about,
Yeah.
I was planning that around October. So then it was funny, Jay, and this is nothing bad against you, but it was funny. We were getting ready for today. We had no plan. We didn't even know we were doing it until this morning because we've both been a busy week.
Afternoon, even.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a little bit of tension in the room beforehand, and I'm like, well, just chill out. We'll have fun. It's no big deal. And then he's like, oh, boy. I'm like, what? Jay just announced to everyone that we're gonna go live. I'm like, he did not. He's like, yeah, he did. I'm like, that son of a did it again. We got a good laugh out of it. I'm like, so much for no pressure.
Right.
There's still no pressure.
I know. We're having fun.
Yeah.
It was just funny. I was like, did he really? Yep, he just
Yeah,
did.
here, look here. I'm so gung ho cheerleader about this, man. As soon as I saw it, I was like, hell yeah, they are going live. Because I didn't know. Like I was like, well, if they go live, because I was going to ask y'all the other day when I made my I made a little thumbnail, like letting people know there wasn't going to be a hydrant hangout this weekend because I didn't know what time we were going to be home today. And I was like, well, I was going to be like, hey, y'all going live or not? Because if you are, let me have a thumbnail and I'll share it and everything. I was like, well, they might not do it. And then when I saw going live, like I got a little notification for it. I was like, share.
We appreciate it, brother. It was just
Yeah,
funny because
which-
we were just chatting back and forth about a little bit of anxiety because this is the first time sailing the ship. And then I'm like, well, no one's knowing that we're here anyway. And then he's like, Jay just
yeah,
did
you
what?
better show up.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, if we got to make fools out of ourselves, it's best to do it in front of friends.
Yeah, and then when I did the live, we were sitting outside. I was initially going to do it tomorrow for the last day, but we were sitting outside on the bench, and I was like, man, I've never gone live from the phone before. Let me just see what it looks like. So I got on there, and then I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, no Hydra Hangout tonight, but check out WeirDopes. They're going to be on.
I love you, Jay.
I love y'all too, man. That's why I do it. I was so excited when I got that notification. I was like, hell yeah, they're going to go start having lives and stuff. And then I saw Triple B was going live. And then,
Oh, was he?
like, I was like, man, like
Must have missed
everybody, everybody's going live. Like, that's awesome. That's great, man.
There's no editing involved, so it's kind of easy that way. It's just
Every
learning how
video,
to flip the
essentially.
switches.
It is. There's some stuff you got to do after the video ends, though, on YouTube. If you didn't do it beforehand,
Oh boy.
you gotta do your tags and all that
Oh.
malarkey. But
That shouldn't be complicated, though.
nah, it's not. You just got to remember to do it. Like most of the time, I forget to do it till like a day later. I'm like, oh, maybe I should fix all the stuff so people can actually see it.
My only complaint about YouTube so far
Mhm.
is they will not let you edit a short on a computer. You have to use a phone to do it. I can create the short, but I can't put a thumbnail on it. I have to text Nope and say, hey, can you put this thumbnail on for me? Because my phone apparently doesn't run the right version of the app because my phone can't do it either. So that part annoyed me. And then, I text Nope the stupid picture and he's having a family thing and I felt like shit for sending it to him, but I was like, I didn't know. I'm sorry, man.
No, we were already partying at that point, so you weren't even intruding at all. So,
Well, this is what I heard. Funeral, Nope. And Ed going, shit. That's the rudest thing I've ever done was interrupt a funeral. Can you put this on the video, please?
right.
Yeah.
We are gathered here today to honor. Ding.
Can I pause here? I got to put Ed's cover on his shoulder.
Can you just hold on 1 second, please?
That's YouTube's fault, though. Man, how come I personally also do not get why they made it for phone only. Why?
Right.
Like that makes zero sense to me because I hate doing that. I get done with my short, I upload it, I put it on unlisted, then I have to go to my phone, go back to the short to make it's ridiculous. And yes, Fable, I am always spreading love because the comic book community needs it. I need to let people know, hey, my friends are going live. I let them know, hey, Fable, who hasn't been here in a couple months, had a birthday show yesterday. Make sure you watch it. Castle was on it. It looked like it was a good time. I got to catch the tail end of it. Because I've always been that way, man. I always want people to watch, even if you don't watch us. You don't watch Hydra Asylum. That's cool. But if I can point you in the direction of one of my friends doing content like this, awesome. Awesome. Like that's what it's all about, man. I could never say, hey, you shouldn't watch this channel. I don't know. That's just weird to me. Just a weird thing.
Well, we knew that we wanted you as our first guest because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
That's awesome.
Your little nudges and your little kicks in the ass about getting a channel going, and then this, that, and the other thing, and you helping us with the getting it started. We'd probably still be debating whether or not to start one without you prodding us. So.
But what are we gonna call it?
Oh God. The channel done.
We hung up on that for a minute.
That's a story I want to hear. You said it. You've told me on my channel how that name came about. Tell your channel. Tell your channel how that name came.
Nah, it was just basically, a mashup that didn't really occur to us until it did, and it was just kind of like an aha moment, And it was like, oh yeah, and then the rest of it just kind of followed afterwards.
You should see some of the ones we had on the list because they were terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I had it handy because we were making a list and there were some really bad ones. Oh, he still got it.
Yes.
I might be able to.
Dude,
well,
they
I
were so stupid.
like
Some
I
of them
can
were just so
find
stupid.
it faster, anyways.
See, the initial thing, folks, was Ed wanted to start a channel, and I thought that was awesome. Nope had all this stuff to unbox. And, he also does art. I don't think he's probably talked about that enough. But he was thinking about doing unboxing stuff. So, I thought, two different channels. And then they told me, no, we're going to do stuff together. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's the best of both worlds.
And we've had nothing but fun since.
And Ed does art as well. Ed does art as well. So don't want to downplay Ed with his art.
My art used to be really good. I hope I can get it back. That's why I bought all those blanks from Kyle. I'm gonna practice and see if I can make one.
WeirDopes is a missed opportunity. Just saying.
WeirDopes. I think we had that one on the list.
Yeah, I think we did, but at the same time, because it's a combination of weird, the weird one, and nope. So it just
fell together after. Go ahead if you got the list. Feel free to share the stupidity.
I haven't found it yet.
Oh, okay. Because we had some humdingers. I can't remember any of them right now, but they were terrible. Some of them had the word parlor in it. Some of them had comic something in it.
Emporium.
Oh yeah, Emporium. We had Emporium. I was like, you buy Mogwai? But no. That's what I think of when they Emporium. I'll give him a couple more minutes before we give up because there were some
storms. Well, I gotta get there's a lot of messages to come through, and
I swear to God, I talk to you and Nope more than I do my own family.
Well, yeah, I haven't even made it back to Memorial Day yet, so.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's when we went live. Well, not live, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Started the channel.
Started putting stuff up there, yeah.
Our welcome video.
There's a nice mullet photo.
Ooh.
Nope. I'll hurt you. I'll hurt you so bad.
I'm just saying, remember, he's got the controls. I don't. So if he wanted to put that picture up there, I can't stop that.
Just remember 1011010. Eddie is watching.
Oh, man.
We actually got something from Sean coming up next week. I did a short the other day, and it's one of those things where it climbed up pretty fast, and then it started backtracking. And then yesterday, don't know how, don't know why, I woke up today and had a message from Sean like, dude, I don't know what happened with that short, but you need to go look at it. And it shot up to like 930 views. And then while we were at the con, it hit 1,000. Now the problem was the views. That's awesome. That's awesome. But it was question comics I should read. And I was looking for suggestions. So I love the fact that we got the views, but if anybody wants to check that out and leave me suggestions for question comics I should read, make sure you do that, because I have the series where I suggest books to people, and then I have another one where I would like people to suggest stuff to me. Because we actually had my first comment was like, me too. I really want to get into this character, and I have no idea where to start. So I was like, hey man, as soon as somebody gives me some suggestions, I'll make sure I tag you. So if there's anybody out there watching, check out Hydrosylum. The short's called The Question Comics I Should Read. And if you have any suggestions, please, by all means, I'll add it to my ever-growing list of stuff that I will eventually get to. But yeah, that's another thing about shorts, man. Never get discouraged because you never know when it's just randomly going to pop. Because I was like 400 views, cool, I'm good with that. And then wake up today and it's hit over 1,000 now. So
Dude, I was trying to get ready to go to my doctor when the Sandman season 2 news dropped. And again, I'm a member of the fan thing, so I was told right away. And it's like, screw the doctor, I got to get this out. And I made this big, long, elaborate, awesome looking thing that I was proud of. And I go to post it, and it says, trademark infringe. You are only allowed to show this if the total length of the video is 1 minute. I had to delete everything I said, all the graphics I put in, all the dumb remarks in the middle I put in. And then I had to just post a plain 1 minute trailer. And I was like, oh, well.
yeah,
And then it took off. I
crazy.
went to the doctor and came back and it was at 200. Like,
Yeah.
holy crap. But then it stayed there and stayed there and stayed
Yeah.
there and stayed there.
Well, like I said,
But,
dude,
well.
you never know because mine was, I think it made it to 4:30 when I finally stopped looking at it, and it stayed there for a couple hours, and then out of nowhere I wake up, and it's got another 500 views. So you never know, man. There's stuff, like I said, there's stuff from a year, 2, 3 years ago that we've done, where every now and then we'll go back and look at it, and somebody's watched it again.
Nice.
So
The Reacher video hit 600. I was happy about that.
yeah, that was very good. Like Reacher's definitely going to be, especially with you being such a fan of that show. I think that's going to be one big thing for y'all is the
Oh.
stuff about Reacher.
I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. I think Nope's giving up or he found it. I can't tell.
I think I found it.
And here we go. Sit back, people. Get ready for the brainchild that we didn't have.
I think the first one I came up with, or wait, no, I'm getting halfway through the conversation here. Hold on 1 second. Just give me another 30 seconds here, maybe.
3
No.
hours later.
Nope. You should be good.
Okay.
I think originally it was like if we did Eddie and Nope, and then we did like the ampersand as an E, then we were going to be Eek Comics or something like that, like Eek. You know,
Yeah. Yo, I remember that one. We were all proud of Eek.
I
Yeah.
love that.
and
Oh,
then
God.
from there
It gets better.
it went to Mr. Weird's World, and then we had Weird Nope Collection or Connection.
Sounds like a tag team from WWE.
The Rocky Top Connection.
The Ed Nope Comic Cave.
Oh, I remember that one.
Nope and Ed Weird's Ink Emporium. Then World of Weird.
Yeah, that would have been WOW. That's been used before.
Yeah, because when we didn't even get to the anagrams.
Yeah. We were trying to come up with good anagrams that our fans could be.
Right. Then I came up with Weird Comics World. So then we would be the WCW. We're bringing it back.
That's so good. Oh, wow.
This is juicy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now
this
you
is
know why
great.
we saved our blooper reels.
Yeah.
And then we tried to figure out how we could anagram into Weird Nopes. Hold on. Where's that at? I'm getting way too here because then we tried putting like other languages and shit in there, and we decided that.
That's weird. Just to try to get freaking
WeirDopes Cosmos. Because then we were set on the name. We figured it out, collided that together, and then we started figuring out what are we going to put on the second half of it. WeirDopes Perspectives.
And you know what made us settle on it?
WeirDopes Collective.
No one would have ever thought of this. We'll be able to get WeirDopes.com. We'll be able to get the
Right.
email. And as soon as we decided on it, sure enough, there's other Weird Dopes out there. And we're like, why? Why would you call yourself Weird Dopes? Why? Well,
And then there was, with the anagrams, WeirDopes obviously providing entertainment. WeirDopes overseeing strange stuff. Okay, oh, that's right, because then it started going into different stuff. WeirDopes openly producing eccentric videos. I think this is whenever we started to ask dumbass stuff.
yeah, probably.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that was quite the. That was the hardest part, though. We knew what we wanted to do, but we couldn't figure out what the hell we were going to call ourselves. And then trying to come up with a freaking intro music, which that was easy once we had the
you threw
name.
that together, yeah. You were like, "Hey, check this out. Be honest."
Yes, and then now outside of the, for those who may not know, even though I mention it a lot, Ed also made our theme song. So now not only do I have my theme song, our theme song stuck in my head, now I have WeirDopes. I sing that constantly. Constantly.
You're welcome.
Yes, earworms, man. That's what you create. You create earworms.
It probably won't be the last that you hear either. You know, we'll see. Lots of irons in the fires.
Yeah.
We're gonna do reviews on stuff. We're gonna do top fives.
More interviews.
Oh yeah.
We got some interviews lined up already.
Oh, that's
Not
exciting.
dates, but
Not dates, but people.
yeah.
These are novel writers and one comic book writer that I think you know that I might try to have on.
I can think of two.
Really? Who's the other
Two.
one? I'm just joking.
Well, you fanboyed for him too, so I just kind of figured.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not talking about my close personal friend, Rich Davis, are you? Whom I've never met.
Next level of friends with that, man.
Well, Henri too. He's another creator.
Oh yeah, Henri already said he wants to be on, and when that happens, God help the internet.
Oh goodness.
It'll be tell me how to use that cancel stamp, Jay.
It'll be Uncle Jack one after another. Jack this, Jack that.
Oh my goodness.
Were you there for the Uncle Jack joke? Nope.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Helping him off the roof.
Did I tell you he IM'd me for one? I need you to come now. I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? I got a booby book and I need an Uncle Jack joke. Oh my Lord. Okay.
Yeah. We have a cancel stamp, but I don't use it like I should be using it because
JD,
it's too hypocritical. It's too hypocritical of me when I'm back here laughing and losing my own shit to hit cancel on them. Like I look at that button all the time and it's like, man, there's literal dust on this button up here because I never use it. It's got to be something real bad where I'm like, all right, man, here's your one for the month.
Wow, nope. Do you want like $5 for that, or is that a freebie?
It's just sound effects.
Do that again.
Not anymore. You gone and went and made it weird.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm the weird one. I was just gonna go. Oh, that's all.
It gets so loud too.
That's what she said. Canceled. Boom, bang. Folks, this is what we do here. So I hope you like it.
So let me ask you something. Out of new series that are coming out,
Oh boy.
what one do you think you're most excited for, and which one do you have any plans on reviewing them? like
Like book series
Sandman.
stuff.
Well, it could be book series or TV
Oh.
series.
I think we're gonna do one on Bug Wars because that's
For
been
sure.
something that I've been reading late, or been really excited every time it comes out. And just the whole concept of that. I've read through it a couple of times already, so
I need
And
to
the,
get on.
the
I need
more
to get
he
on
tells
that.
It's
me
good.
about that, it'll be an awesome one to review.
Wow. And I don't know. I don't know. You might not have seen it earlier, but they're building up this Godzilla and this Predator stuff. They're doing a
Destroys
Godzilla
Marvel.
destroys, and then I don't know if it's Predator kills or Predator versus the Marvel Universe, something like that. But that's what those are building up to. And is there one you're more excited about than the other? Are you kind of equally excited if they're both building towards this, or?
As far as the writing goes, I'm more excited about the Predator because the story and the gore in the Spidey versus Predator is amazing. I haven't read the other ones, but I am into the Spidey ones. Godzilla, I loved the Spidey versus Godzilla, but it was more of a haha kind of love than a oh my god story love like the Predator one was.
Hmm.
So right now I'd probably lean more towards Predator. What about you, Nope?
I'd probably lean more towards Predator. I can't really say that I'm too familiar with Godzilla outside of, the little bit of teasers that, he was a part of, or the Free Comic Book Day recently, or the movie that everybody hates from the 2000s. Really kind of my.
Do 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 do. Come with me. I know which one you're talking about.
Which one are you talking about that everybody hated?
I don't remember a
The
theme
2000s?
song though.
Remember, it's Jimmy Page and the daddy we don't talk about anymore. It was Come With Me.
For Godzilla?
Yeah, the one with Matthew Broderick.
That
Yeah.
wasn't from the 2000s. That was from like 97. That's why you threw me for a loop.
Close enough to 2000.
No, I
What
get
was
it now,
97?
but I'm sitting here trying to think of what movie in the 2000s. I love that movie, Matthew
Yeah, I thought it
Broderick.
was.
It
I
was
just
fun.
heard there was a lot of people that didn't appreciate how much they changed the look of Godzilla. Made him look more like a
Japan never
lizard.
does that.
Do what?
Yeah, because Japan never does that.
Well, I think that's what they were upset. It didn't look like the Japan.
Yeah, they still do.
version of
I'm in so many Godzilla groups, and they won't even call him Godzilla. They just call him Zilla.
Mm.
So I always make sure to bring it up, and I always make sure to talk about it because it annoys people. And it's like he's
Did they ever
Godzilla.
come
It's
out with a
the name
sequel to it?
for that one.
They did. Yeah, I thought they did.
Not that I'm
No?
aware of. No.
They teased it though with the eggs.
Yeah, at the end they did. They pulled a Jurassic Park with the eggs thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought I remembered a sequel to that, but I guess not.
They had a cartoon.
There's one movie called Godzilla Destroys Everyone or something like that, and he's in it just so that the Japanese Godzilla can beat the holy crap out of him and kill him, and the fans loved it because they hated the Zilla. So that might be what you're talking about, but there was no official sequel that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Because
Or maybe when
the next one wasn't until the one where they made you think Bryan Cranston was the star of it,
right.
and then he's gone in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, bait and
yeah.
switch big time on that one.
There were several Japanese movies after that. But yeah, if you don't watch those, then yeah, the next American one was with him.
I'm trying to remember. I think the best that I've seen him look was there's a part where he's in the water chasing after a boat.
In which one?
I don't know. I don't know which one it is. It's like it's newer though.
You're talking about -1.
Okay, like it's only this part of his face, and he's
Yep.
like going through.
Yep,
I was
that's
like,
-1.
dude, the CG on that is fantastic. I
That
was
whole-
like, holy crap.
If you guys like Godzilla, -1 will restore your faith in Godzilla movies. It is amazing. I love it.
Huh.
You must watch it. It's
a live action with CGI.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also use a suit in it too at times.
Okay.
But yeah, for like the scene Jay's talking about, though, yeah, that's such a cool scene. And this little fishing boat's trying to get away, and all you see is the eyes, like a alligator, and the horns and the tail coming behind them. They're like, "Ah, go faster!"
Yeah,
But then luckily he gets distracted. But
it looks really good. It looks really good. That Godzilla one that you're talking about, though, it had a cartoon for a little bit.
yes, it did,
I do remember something about it.
and it wasn't bad.
Nope, it's just
I don't
like,
remember any of the story concept or nothing, but I
Yeah.
do remember a cartoon animated.
didn't the first Men in Black come out around the same time? 97, 98, something like that?
I think so, and they even had an animated show too. Now that you say that, yeah,
That was a good one, too.
yeah, I
That was a good
remember
one,
watching
too. I remember
that.
watching those, man. I remember watching those. I like those cartoons.
Yeah, because that was on the WB, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
See,
Stuff
I'm
you
starting
forget.
to. I'm starting to feel like
Somebody starts coming in kicking stuff. Like, what's this? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I got left behind. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense now because the name of the cartoon was Zilla, so that's probably why everyone calls him that and won't call him Godzilla.
Ah.
But Godzilla with Matthew Broderick appeared in the summer of '98, so I was off by 1 year.
Hank Azaria, Leslie.
Oh
Nielsen.
no, not now. Nope.
Really?
The mic.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right, stand back.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourself.
Let's talk like he does.
I don't think I could put that much sexy in my voice.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah.
Hey,
See ya, Fable. Thanks for coming by, brother.
always good to see Fable. I don't care what Robbie says.
Yeah. Nobody cares what Robbie says. He's a heel. Are you back,
Oh.
Nope?
Maybe.
Oh, you're in Godzilla mode, so you're about 30 seconds
Appropriate.
away from being back. That is. Yeah.
It's Godzilla.
That's good.
That's hilarious. The only thing that irritated me about the '98 Godzilla with Matthew Broderick is in the trailers, it showed his foot coming down through like the roof of a mall and like smashing onto like a row of like toys or whatever. And that part was never in the movie. And I'm like, that is such a cool scene because you don't see Godzilla's foot doing stuff like that.
Right.
And it was just a tease. It wasn't in the
For
movie.
perspective, size perspective and stuff.
You know
Yes.
what? That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
Absolutely, you are right. Nope.
You know what that reminds me of is Starship Troopers. They had that damn song, Song 2 by Blur, that
Oh.
played in all the trailers. Not once was it in that freaking movie. I waited the whole movie to hear that song during a dogfight scene. I waited till after the movie in the credits. I was like, that was a missed opportunity. Awesome that you use it for the trailer, but that song should have been in the damn movie. I love that movie. That movie is one of those that, like, when you get what they're really saying with the movie, it makes it that much funnier. It's not like this pro-war kind of thing. But Paul Verhoeven, I think that's how you say his name. I think that's the same guy that did RoboCop. Yeah, those RoboCop and that movie right there. Those two movies right there. I love both of them. Like the violence in it. RoboCop is supposed to be getting a new show, I think. I'd never watched that reboot. I know they did a reboot.
It's terrible.
The one with Joel Kinnaman.
It's terrible.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
There's something to me that movie was a rated R movie. The first and the second one rated R. I know the third one, by the third one, they made it PG-13. That one was okay, but compared to the first two, like if I had my choice to watch RoboCop the series or RoboCop 3, I'd watch the series. But they're supposed to be doing a new one for Prime, I think. So hopefully they go back to those R-rated roots with that.
Amy had never seen RoboCop, so I got to
really?
introduce her to RoboCop, and she loved it. And I'm like, "You want to do RoboCop 2? Yeah, let's do it." Oh my god, what a flaming dog turd pile that was. I remembered liking RoboCop 2 as a kid, but I'm like, this is just
What I
stupid.
remember.
And
I
it
like
was
it more
so.
than 3.
I didn't. We didn't go any farther. She's like, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. There was nothing about this that would make me want to show you another one. But I'd rather watch 3 than the new one. That new one was trash. You know how in Star Trek, do you watch the Star Trek movies? You don't, do you?
Oh goodness.
I've
When
seen the first 2.
when they showed the Queen of the Borg, and it was just her face on a skeleton and a spine, and they slid her into a body.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did in RoboCop the remake. He
Oh
was
wow.
just his face and like a spinal cord, and they slid him into the body.
And
And
they
they
also
they
showed his
didn't do a
face
good
a
job of
whole
it.
lot.
Yeah, they showed his face a lot. It was
It
one of
wasn't
those
just like,
I want to be an actor, show my face thing. Yeah.
You see, in when I was doing my fan casting a couple weeks back with Kyle, one of the main things he told me was, you're taking pretty actors that people want to see and you're trying to cover up their face. And my thought process on that was, but RoboCop. You know, you had RoboCop at the beginning. Everybody knew who it was.
Uh-huh.
Peter Wellers, I think is the
Uh-huh.
actor's name. They know who he was. Then he's blown apart. Basically, spends the majority in the movie. This is all you see from here down. Like every once in a while, he takes the front part off, but even still, it's prosthetics around here. You still have the bullet hole up here.
Uh-huh.
When you're gonna play a character like that, let the actor shine through in the first part before what happens, and then cover him up. People know what the dude looks like.
right.
Or
Like,
just have their alter ego like Peter Parker more. Don't take
yeah,
Spidey's mask off. Spidey don't take his mask off for anyone
he
unless a dying child.
he's taken his mask off in all those movies to me.
I know.
Way too freaking much. Way too
Absolutely.
much. That's like we were talking about Dredd and how Dredd was such a great movie. You have Carl Urban, a dude who undeniably is a good looking dude, and he still managed to keep that helmet on throughout the entire movie. The way that it should be, the way that the character. The only time they've ever shown Judge Dredd's face in the comics, they had a big X over it, so you still couldn't see what he looked like.
Yep.
So
Now in the Stallone version, not so much. Oh, and you just reminded me. A Weird Dopes news bulletin. I saw earlier today that they confirmed season 5 of The Boys will be the last season, and that there will be multiple deaths happening.
yes,
I think I
When
heard.
Homelander dies, I will be there. There, done.
see,
I
here's
also heard.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
I also heard that the Punisher's supposed to be in the Brand New Day, new Spider-Man movie.
Yep, I heard that too.
So that'll be cool.
even though there are some people among us that think he's just angry and yells all the time, I still think John Bernthal's Punisher is one of the best Punishers we've had. And I
Right.
like Thomas Jane. Don't get me wrong. Dolph Lundgren, again, I like that Punisher movie, but outside of having the skulls on top of the knives, it didn't feel like a Punisher movie to me. I still love that Punisher movie. There's something about John, maybe John yelling all the time like he's out of breath. I don't know. There's something about the way he does Punisher that I really enjoy. Now, I think that's awesome because so far we've had Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Nick Fury in the Spider-Man movie. So them bringing somebody who hasn't been in the movies yet, but from the TV side of it, is giving me that it's really all connected now kind of feeling. You know, we had that before with Marvel. Oh, it's all connected. But it was always like kind of connected because they would barely mention something that happened in the movies. Now it feels like they're on the track where everything's connected. DC, I think, is already on that track because they get to start over fresh. So when
Right.
you watch the Peacemaker trailer, and the very beginning of that trailer is, hey, here's people from the movies. So I love that they did that. Now the boys, I'm pretty sure that they've said before that this season was going to be the last, but I don't know how they're going to do this because, again, this is subverting expectations in the best of ways because these things are so far apart from the comics now. There are people that have died during the show that never died in the comics.
Hmm.
So, to me, the show is basically saying nobody's safe. So
Well, that's just like what they do with The Walking Dead.
yeah, and it's just how they're going to kill Homelander with spoiler alert for the books, folks. If you never read the books, so Black Noir is actually a clone of Homelander.
Yep.
He's not in the series, but in the books, he was a clone. He was made specifically to take Homelander out if they ever got to a point where they couldn't control him. Now, Black Noir being around his target for years, knowing he can't do anything until that happens, he goes crazy and he does all this like super crazy crap, like crazy stuff, and pins it on Homelander. So if that wouldn't have happened, you get that thought in your head. If Homelander would have remembered not doing this stuff, would he have turned as evil as he did? Like he was always been a jerk. Like always been just a complete asshole. But the murdering part of it really started coming about when he thought he was doing all this crap that Black Noir was doing. So it kind of gives you that feeling. But as far as the TV show goes, no clue what's going to happen. It's going to be a supernatural reunion, though, because I think they also got Jared Padalecki on board. So not only do you have Robert Singer, no, Jim Beavers. I always get that. Jim Beavers.
I was going to say Robert Singer.
Yeah. Well, Jim Beavers plays a character in Supernatural named Bobby Singer after one of the producers.
Okay.
And in The Boys, he plays Robert. I'm pretty sure Robert Singer. That's his character's name in the show. Then you have Soldier Boy, played by Jensen Ackles. Now you're going to have, and you've had in the Gen V series, they've had characters from Supernatural in that too. So it's going to be like a reunion for Supernatural fans. I just don't know what they're going to do with Jared yet. So that's super exciting too. But I think five seasons of the show should be good. Really excited to see what they do with Gen V since one of the characters passed away in an accident between seasons. So that season's coming up not pretty soon, but soonish. So if you haven't watched Gen V is pretty good. It is pretty good.
Speaking of clones, I saw one of the Superman trailers where it looks like that the dude in black is named Ultraman or something.
Yeah.
Has his mask off, and he's like shooting a laser at Superman, and all you can see is like big flowing hair and a big broad stance. And the first thing I thought of was Bizarro. Could they possibly have Bizarro being under the mask?
There's so many. Fan theories. There's so many though, because Ultraman is his own character. They also thought it was a character named Ulysses. The Bizarro thing has been brought up before too.
Every time I think I have something, you've already heard it.
Well, no,
just once. Make me feel good. Toss me a bone, damn it.
You're talking about, I haven't seen that yet. So what you're talking about is new to me. I'm just telling you the fan theories that I've already heard.
Fans suck.
Well, come on. They also think Cavill. I know. They also think Cavill is the one under the mask.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I think it's going to be just like you see Lex in the lab. I think it's going to be. I don't want to say Connor Kent, because Connor Kent is basically a mashup of Lex's and Clark's DNA. That's how we get Connor Kent, Superboy. it's either that or through one of the pocket universes, he went to a universe that had an evil Superman, or maybe a Bizarro. Maybe we find out that Bizarro Earth is in one of those pocket dimensions, and he just grabbed. Or there's a fan theory right now that he went to the DCEU universe when Superman died in that universe and took that Clark and brainwashed him. Like, there's a whole bunch of wild stuff. It's all fun. Like, all of it's grain of salt kind of stuff. I don't see Henry Cavill being there. I don't. I do see, however, if they really do this Kingdom Come Superman storyline that they're talking about doing, like we're doing a reverse Kingdom Come with this, maybe bringing Clark back for or Henry Cavill back for a multiverse thing down the road, because MCU has kind of done the multiverse stuff to death now.
To death.
I
Literally.
think DC's going to start with it though. I think they are. If you watch the Peacemaker trailer, that tells you we're dealing with some kind of multiversal thing. And the
Wouldn't
reason
it be funny if it was like a setup, like just like a teaser for that, and they set it up, they build it up, and then on the show he's just like, "No, we're not doing this," and that's like part of the joke.
that'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. But that's what also has me thinking that we're gonna get variants this soon. I think we're gonna knock out the multiverse stuff already. I think that's part of what we're doing. We're knocking out the multiverse stuff early.
See, now that makes me nervous. Because when they start doing the whole multiverse stuff is when Marvel started unreeling. Because it just got to the point where you're making your previous movies not mean anything.
So
And one thing I did like was Gunn came out this week and said, in the DCU, dead is dead.
right?
If a character dies, you will not see any other reincarnations of that character. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Well,
I
But
wish Marvel did that. But
you said Marvel kind of did it the opposite way, that once it started to go on downhill, the previous movies kind of lessen them, so to say. But wouldn't that make sense to start that way with the DC stuff? Because then you're not actually poo-pooing on any of the previous stuff. You're just starting there, and then you just go from there. So now that can be part of the story, not just like a possible retcon or the way that it seems.
it's possible, but I just wish they would quit with the U word and make it all the same spot and just knock it off.
Well, it's not the
Yeah.
U word; it's the M word in that situation. Multi.
the MU word.
Multi what?
Multi. Earth.
Yeah.
But then it's just the B word.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
Jay was kicking an old style there for a second. He was flipping that cap around. He's getting serious. He's
Well-
like, all right, people, you're talking Superman cap backwards.
well, see the thing that I think them doing this is also doing the multiverse stuff early is the definitive way to be like, hey, the other universe doesn't exist anymore. I think the Peacemaker that we're getting that's in that trailer with him is the older from that universe
Yeah.
Peacemaker. Granted, I think the same thing that happened, like it's very weird how the multiverse works with DC. You could have almost the exact same beat for beat thing happen in one universe, but one tiny thing is missing. One tiny thing is different. So I think the Peacemaker we're getting in Peacemaker season 2 went through almost all that stuff, but he had a change of heart after everything happened. I think the other Peacemaker we see behind him is the same Peacemaker that never had that change of heart. He's still, pretty evil. I think that's what we're doing. But again, that's speculation on that. It's once we see it, we'll know what's going on. Again, that's what's exciting about having a new universe, is being able to be like have all these theories, because it's we're getting Superman. Superman is so much closer than I realize it. It's like 20 days away or something now. Like, it's going to be here before we know it. We're already at the 21st of June. And that movie is really going to set the tone of what happens. Now, the dead being dead part, as much as I want to believe him,
Oh,
I think that he paints himself in a corner by saying that. Because they also mentioned the Lazarus pit, and he was like, well, the Lazarus pit does exist, but we're not going to use it for everything. I think. I don't
Unless
want
it
to say
favors
that,
the story, is
yeah.
what he said.
yeah.
But
It's got
Yeah.
to be a good story.
I think one, maybe one or two max.
total,
People are going to be killed off and they're going to be brought back.
yeah, total.
I don't
And that's
think we're
for
going
like
to do.
15 years, let's say.
Yeah,
Not
I
like
don't-
back-to-back movies.
exactly. I don't think it's going to be like person died in this movie, he's resurrected in this movie. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But I just don't see them never doing a character that's been dead, never coming back. And I could be 100% wrong, and I'm totally fine with that. Maybe there is, but I don't know. I think when you say things like that, you put yourself in a corner.
Or it could just be a mislead.
It could be, but the way he said it, he'd lose a lot of cred.
Well,
Oh, sure.
he
'Cause
will,
he
but
was
you
pretty
guys got to remember they've already canned something that was greenlit and ready to go. They've already canned it,
What?
and I don't remember what it was, but it's like they've already said it. He said it himself. We had something that was greenlit, we've had to can it. Now he's already said before that nothing would be greenlit without a good script. So in saying this, he's like, well, I wasn't happy with how the script was, but you just said that something that was greenlit you've had to can. So it's kind of one of those things where he's got to be careful with what he says, because unfortunately he is under a microscope at like 10,000.
Right.
Like he is under anything that he says, anything
What
at
did he
all
mean by that?
is so scrutinized.
Well,
And
he also confirmed that the Batman 2 is happening, which made me happy. And he also confirmed that it was not going to be part of his story with the other characters, that it would be a separate story with the
Yeah.
Batman.
Elsewhere.
And his own story.
Elseworlds universe.
I'm going to slap you so hard.
Well, and that's good, because I think the DCU needs their own Batman. I don't think
I
they
agree.
need Pattinson. Like, let Pattinson do his own thing. That one's supposed to be more grounded. I still think, much like Arrow was supposed to be this grounded show. Eventually, though,
No.
Arrow got into doing the fantastical stuff because they had Solomon Grundy, Cyrus Gold. Then they had the Flash. Then they had metahumans.
If it's going to take them 5 years to do a movie, I'll be dead by then. So go ahead and do it. But I don't want to see it.
Because I'm still thinking that Freeze is going to be the bad guy. As much as I'd want it to be somebody like a secondary character like Zaz is in the background doing stuff, like while Batman's dealing with, because this one villain thing, like to me, it's like there's more than one villain in that universe.
Ugh.
You can have multiple things going on during a movie, but he's taking care of this one thing first. And you just have Zaz in the background or Professor Pig in the background, just doing little things that's getting Batman's attention, but he's not quite ready to deal with that yet. But I think it's going to be Mr. Freeze or somebody, honestly. So once you get there, you're getting into a little bit of the fantastic.
I think it's going to be the Penguin and the Joker.
See, and I wish they'd again, I love Joker, man, but I wish they'd leave Joker alone for just a
I
little bit.
agree. I agree. I wish they would too, but that's just what my gut's telling me. Especially in the extended version of the Batman, where you actually see the Joker's face. It doesn't look anything great, but it looks like something believable.
I'd rather him take on the Penguin then.
Crazy quilt. I'm telling you, crazy quilt.
We're gonna have Condiment King.
Condom King. What?
Condiment King.
Well, that's a weird flavored mint. What the hell do you eat?
Oh, jeez. Jeez. And did y'all see that? Because here's something that I want to ask y'all that's got me thinking about Batman and everything. So y'all saw that the actor for the Clayface movie has been cast, right? Y'all
Mm-hmm.
seen that yet?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about them doing villain movies? Like, didn't we just go through that with Marvel and people didn't like, even though those weren't MCU proper? And that's a whole nother issue that I have with. Well, if it's not part of the MCU, we don't like it. But how you feel about them doing this with like? Are you okay with it if as long as they eventually have Batman show up in it, or is it
Yeah,
just
I'm
don't
okay
do
with
villain
all of it.
movies?
I feel like those characters have crossed over with, outside of Gotham too, but I don't know. I mean, you got to build something up around. I mean, sure, you can, obviously build it around Batman, but you know, there's more. There's so much more there that you can have separate things and TV shows based on the villains and expand on that. But at the same time, sometimes it's too much and the stories aren't good. But I mean, if the story's good, just like the Penguin show, it'll be really good. Knock it out of the park. Everybody will like it. But
And I almost think they should have done Clayface as a series instead of a movie.
is that what it is going to be a movie, not a
It's
series?
going to be a movie, right?
I thought I
Yeah.
heard them saying they were going to do a
See,
series.
I think that's going to be a mistake, and I think they're going to fall down the same rabbit hole that Marvel did. Well, Sony, not Marvel,
Yeah.
did with because I mean, yes, DC had a successful Joker movie, but look at the sequel. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
right.
what the hell were they thinking? But
Well,
honestly, I didn't even care for the original Joker movie. I thought it's too much Joker. It's just too much. Joker, 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 Joker. Every single time, Batman, Joker, Joker, Joker. Okay, let's leave Batman out and just do Joker. What? But I wish they'd have done Clayface like they did the Penguin as a show to introduce you, and then if they want to use him in a movie, great.
right.
But as a standalone movie, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, not unless they're going to make it like a horror film, and maybe they're trying to run on that.
Now,
yeah,
if it leads to DC horror, I'm all for it.
yeah. That's kind of it's going to be like a body horror kind of thing. Mike Flanagan is writing it. I can't remember
Oh,
the
okay.
director's name, but Mike Flanagan. I know I've heard some of his movies before, but I can't remember.
He's supposed to be basically a shapeshifter, Clayface. He can imitate anybody, kind of thing.
Yeah. So
And then they made it female later.
Yeah,
Mrs.
Lady
Clayface
Clay.
or something.
Lady
what?
Clay.
Lady Clayface. Okay. So whether or not that'll make it into the movie too, we'll have the Clayfaces, and they'll all be like, some old.
See,
old
now you're
magazine
leaning
ad.
towards the superpowered stuff again, though.
What do you mean?
If you're gonna have him be, a shapeshifter and everything, you said have a show like the Penguin.
Well, yeah.
Have a show like the Penguin with a shapeshifter.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Well, I mean, who knows?
Well, that's true. As long as it's a good story. I mean, if it was a good story, it'll do good.
They did it with Sandman in the Spider-Man movies. I don't think they made him a shapeshifter
He
necessarily.
didn't have his own movie, though.
True, but
just imagine that, though. If he would have had his own movie, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, I've watched Thomas Hayden Church in anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they did a follow-up spin-off movie to like him getting back in and talking to his family or something like that because he, had a change of heart sort of thing. Rather watch that than Madam Web. Personally. I've never seen either. So
don't waste your time with Madam Web, please.
That's what everybody says. So
I'm going to eventually. I have to now. The more people tell me I shouldn't watch it, the more I'm like, man, I really want to watch it to see.
If you want to enjoy it, get drunk and stoned ahead of time, and you might like it.
Well, that was really good, man. What's everybody talking about? Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
know
don't
they're
say
using
great.
one of the actresses from that movie is Hawk Girl.
Well, just remember, there wasn't one, but there were two Oscar award-winning actors in the movie Ishtar,
Ishtar.
and I'll just lay that there for y'all to chew on because it's been pretty much Ishtar is the worst movie ever made. So you just gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see Hawk Girl.
That's what we need to have Robbie do a show on Ishtar.
What's
I'm gonna suggest
Ishtar?
that.
Oh, gee, you
Dude, you
should.
guys gotta watch Ishtar.
You should, man.
Maybe
The
we'll do
Actor
one.
Fest lineup is looking good, man. They've posted a couple of what they're going to be doing.
They're what?
Their Action Fest. That's the next set of movies they're doing.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing movie nights and stuff too.
Yeah,
But other
we got
stuff
all kinds of ideas out there.
right.
My
Oh,
mind is slowly focusing on Halloween. Not that it's never not, but whereas we're approaching, we're one season away from Eddie's season again. It's like, yeah, baby.
They're doing I Come in Peace, the Raid 2, Wanted.
I Come in Peace. Did you get to see that yet? Nope.
No, not yet.
I'll be watching that night. I love that movie. I come in peace, and you
You said
leave
that's
in
what Dolph
pieces.
Lundgren too.
Yeah,
Or who was
it's Dolph.
the Dolph? Okay.
Yep.
CDs, man, that's what really gets me. That's what really gets me. There's a movie with Tom Selleck, and I'm trying to remember what it is, but it's like in the future, and they have like bullets that have people's DNA engraved in them, and they have like these metal spiders that kill
Oh
people.
God, I remember that.
Oh wow, dude! That's
I
a movie
remember
that I
that.
want somebody to review.
Now you're driving me crazy. I gotta look that up. I remember that, and it was so bad.
All right, I'll be right back. Hopefully nothing goes
Was
off
it?
the rails
Was
while
it The Runaway?
I'm gone.
I'm trying.
I think it was The Runaway. I can't find anything.
Tom Selleck future cop movie. Yeah, Runaway.
Okay.
That's yeah. That I saw that movie. I don't even remember. I don't. It had to have been 10, 15 years ago. I saw it, and I was just like, so it's bullets that have people's DNA to where you fire the shot from anywhere, the bullet will find the person and kill them.
I remember.
And then they had robotic spiders that
Hmm.
like injected venom in people.
Yeah, I remember that.
The 80s were freaking wild for sci-fi, man.
There's a movie that I always reference when we get on bad sci-fi movies, and Robot Holocaust. I couldn't remember the name. I know you've never seen it. You're probably never going to find it. But it was a B movie that I rented way back when you could rent the VCR with the movies. And I watched it, and it was the lamest, worst movie I've ever seen. It made Battlefield Earth look Oscar worthy. It made Zardoz look like they should won best costume. It was so bad. They literally for one scene, I'm not exaggerating. I am not lying. For one scene, they have to go through the bloodworm pit, and no one survives the bloodworm pit. So they go in the pit and they're walking, and it's just a tunnel, and you can see holes in the wall, and you're like, what's the holes all about? A hand with a sock on it, painted with like teeth, would come out and go like this. I've been bit, and it would smear blood on their cheek. I am not exaggerating. That was the special effects. It was arms and socks rubbing blood paint on their face, and they were screaming in pain and agony. Robot Holocaust. Check it out as soon as possible.
Closest thing I might be able to see it is, I guess, Mystery Science Theater 3000 did a thing on it.
Oh God, I can just imagine them having fun with that. I can't even name an actor or actress that was in it, but I remember watching this going, what kind of flaming bag of dog turd is this? And then there's another one that has who played John Connor in Terminator 2? Edward
Eddie
something?
Furlong?
Edward Furlong.
Oh.
He was in one called Intermedio. If you can find that one, watch it, because that is the second worst horror movie ever made in the history of horror movies. Intermedio. It's about a group of teenagers that go to a cabin for a retreat, and then what happens next, I still don't know, and I've saw the movie. But his catchphrase that he said over and over and over again was, and I quote, "What the ass?" Whenever anything bad would happen, Edward Furlong would, "What the ass, man?" What is he saying? What the ass? What does that even mean? But I can remember me and my buddy watching that, and we were laughing so hard every time because he tried to say it seriously, but he was just horribly acting it. What the ass?
So I just looked up the IMDb for it.
Yeah.
That is definitely in the quotes.
Is it?
Yeah.
What the ass? Yeah, it doesn't surprise
What the
me. That became our new thing to say whenever we had class together. We'd be like, "What the ass?" And people would look at us like, "What?" Yeah. If you can find it, watch it, love it. We'll discuss it. We can either discuss it on here on Hydra.
It's playing on YouTube with ad.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, you enjoy that, my friend. But if you're going to watch it, tell me and I'll struggle through it with you. Because for my birthday, my buddy who we went and seen it together, we rented it together, he bootlegged a VHS and he gave it to me without a title on it. I'm like, "What's this?" He's like, "You'll have to pop it in and find out." And I'm like, "Oh God, give me some kind of weird kinky midget thing or something." And I put it in and it comes up Intermedio, and I'm like, "Oh hell no, I'm not watching this again." It was horrible.
My goodness.
But if you're gonna watch Madam Web, then you gotta watch those too, because they're better than Madam Web. The bloodworm thing, though, that was the best. It was literally a sock hand just rubbing, and there'd be a smear of blood there. "Oh, I've been bit." Yeah, you've been bit, all right.
Make sure I'm looking up the right.
It's probably like 85, 86-ish sci-fi B horror or B sci-fi. But it was called Robot Holocaust. But I don't know anybody who was in it. I'd know it if I saw the box, because I remember seeing it at our rental store and laughing every time I go back in there. 1987.
Okay.
Starring Norris Kulf, Nadine Hartstein, J. Buzz von Ottersteiner, and
Sounds like a
Jennifer
stage name.
Deloria.
Yep.
Robot Holocaust.
Wow. This
You might even be able to Google bloodworms
looks
and
special.
find the scene.
This looks special.
It's special.
Wow.
Oh, it's special, all right.
But I'm telling you, if you're willing to waste time on Madam Web, you got to watch those two also. Just let me know when you do, so that I can refresh myself to laugh with you at the stupidity.
Wow. Oh. I'm looking up images, and this is.
Are the bloodworms on there? Please tell me the bloodworms are on there.
I see a dude that looks like he's in an egg sack.
What's it called again?
Robot Holocaust. And I'm almost positive they were called bloodworms. And if you can find the scene, I mean, that's good enough.
I tell you what, though, some of the outfits.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a titty movie.
that
Why do you think Teenage Ed rented it?
yeah. Might as well.
Oh, damn it. They got the one with the bloodworms on the cover, and it looks like that movie with Kevin Bacon. But somebody somebody comment on it. Yeah, this is what they look like on the cover, but they're literally sock puppets with blood smeared on them. I'm like, yes, they are. They absolutely are. But I can't find any video clips yet. Oh, if I can, though, I will share because, people must see these things. I can't believe it had a trailer. Ugh. Yeah, it's out there for free to watch. I see it. But I don't see the bloodworm scene, which is disappointing.
Again, man, the 80s were just wild for sci-fi.
Maybe that would be something fun to do on shorts, is to go back to some of my old B horror and B sci-fi that I've never thought of in 30 years and do a quickie on them. Hey,
Yeah.
Today's bad movie is...
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That might be fun. Oh. See there? Thinking on the fly. Oh. Creative juices are flowing, all because of robot freaking Holocaust. Never thought I'd say that either.
You ever thought you'd hear good idea and robot Holocaust in the same sentence?
Did you hear me talking about Intermedio when you left?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, I
catchphrase, what the ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried so hard to make that catch on, and everyone who saw it's like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So then, of course,
Oh.
my buddy David and I started doing it. What the ass? What the ass? And people would just look at us like, what is wrong with you? You got Tourette's? We what the ass very much.
Very much. Shall not pay. You shall not pay.
Mr. Hat could have been a mudworm. All right, Mr. Hat.
So yeah.
Oh, I need to get a hold of Trey Parker. Oh, Trey, you got to watch this movie.
First time watching basketball. Hey, Trey Parker pulls off and he's like, "Sorry, I forgot how much Doug Reamer cared about kids." I was like, "Mr. Garrison?"
Yeah.
That's another underrated gem from the 90s.
Big
Basketball.
time.
Dude, I love my sister to this day will text me randomly, dude. I'm all like, dude. And she'll say it back. We'll go back and forth. She'll be like, dude. Like, all right, you're right. Did you ever watch any of the other movies they did? Because they had one before that, Orgasmo.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Orgasmo. That one's great.
And Chota Boy.
Man, you're bringing back memories now, man. I'm just going to have to sit down and think of all the movies I rented that I regretted and do a show on each one of them, a short. Today's piece of shit movie is... Da-da-da-da.
Lethal Ladies, Day of the Warrior.
Then I'll have Edward Furlong sending me a cease and desist. And when I get it, I'll open it and I'll go, what the ass?
Yes. Dude, that'd be a great bit. That would be a great bit.
Maybe
Just
I can find a scene of him doing
whatever bad movie you do, pick a quote have that cease and desist
Mm-hmm.
from any of it, and as soon as you open it, just say the catchphrase
Yeah.
from any, like, pick a phrase from any of those terrible movies, because there's a lot of cringy dialogue in crappy movies.
I'm thinking we need to make What the Ass a snippet. Nope, if I can find it, the snippet that we'll just say once in a while and push a button. What the ass? What the ass?
It's good stuff, man.
Well, what do you think, Nope? Should we wrap it up for episode 1?
I think that'd be a good spot.
We don't want to go too much over 3 hours for our first live because we don't want people looking at it going, "Oh my god, I ain't watching these idiots at 7 hours."
Right.
Yeah.
But down the road, they will happen. And for those of you who think that we won't still be talking at 4 a.m., you're wrong. It just won't be on here.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for coming, Jay. We honored to have
yeah.
you as our first guest, brother.
Dude, honored. Honored.
Definitely. And we're gonna definitely put. Well, I mean, his channel's already on there in our
Oh
links.
yeah, heck
So
yeah, heck
don't
yeah.
even have to post it in the description. He's there.
I will ask this though.
Yeah.
I know that y'all kind of did this today, and I was like, hey man, I'm not gonna have a show if y'all do one. Have y'all figured out a time that you want to do them?
Not an actual set date. We were talking about Sundays before, but we'll also see how that pans out. Just because
Sundays are good right now, but when football starts,
right,
Ed's not going to want to make a video on Sunday.
which is fine too, because I know there's plenty of other people who watch football too. So,
but that doesn't mean we couldn't tape it and release it. The only times I don't watch NFL football just to watch football. It's the Lions. So
right.
if the Lions play on Monday night or if they play on Sunday night, then we could still do a Sunday afternoon. I wouldn't care.
Okay.
But it's when they kick off at 1 in the afternoon. We could still go on, but it wouldn't be until 4 or 4:30 when it was over. Because now I've waited 50 some years for them to not suck. And now that they don't suck, I don't want to not watch them because I watched them suck for so damn long. It's like for 50 years, I had to watch Robot Holocaust. And then somebody showed me Star Wars last year.
Wait, what?
That's what it's like.
These can be good.
When I saw that
I can feel this way
about football in Detroit. Bring up the Panthers now, damn it. I don't want to talk about them, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all good.
So yeah, anyways, if we do a day, it'll probably be Sunday, but it'll just be a floating time. You know.
Yeah, I think we're a little ways away from setting a date and time like you have.
Right.
We're a little ways off from that yet because we still have too many pieces to put together. But that doesn't mean, if Nope wanted to go live and talk to somebody, he's gonna, or if I want to, I'm gonna. But to have a day and time pinned down, it's a little tough right now. Especially we don't know where our jobs and stuff are going for the summer. And
yeah.
Now's when I have the most time. When fall gets here, I have like almost no time. So I'm hoping to have some content made up while I'm in a slow time right now. And then if I can't do one live, then at least I can have something to release. Because when I was growing up, the big thing was Shocktober. I want to do a WeirDopes Shocktober where it's horror episodes.
You don't want to do a Rocktober that leads into Rockvember for Hummers?
What?
Rocktober event going on right now. Get a Hummer. We're going all the way to Rockvember. The old car people, like almost every month was Rock something. Never heard of that? Maybe you haven't got there in South Park yet.
My mind was stuck at Get a Hummer. What?
The vehicle. The vehicle.
My mind was not talking about a vehicle. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'll have 2 Rocktobers to go, please. Well, but I'm going to help you in a minute.
Oh, jeez. Funny bit, and you had to go there with it. You'll see it when you get to that episode of South Park.
When do I not? Go there.
Well, that's true. That is true.
All right, no,
Goodness.
boot him the hell out of here and let's close this thing.
Thanks for having me on, folks.
Love you, Jace.
Thanks,
Yeah,
See
buddy.
you
too,
again
man.
sometime.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, that was fun for
For
our
sure.
first live. Thank you to everybody who came in, said hi. For those of you watching it afterwards, thank you for spending some of your time watching.
Yep.
And
sure.
for the Weird Dopes, I'm the Weird One, Eddie Von B.
Nope.
Catch you guys later.
See ya.